night sky, gonna swallow the light. And you can stay as long as you like. Let no days go by. I take my chances, I ain't gonna repent. 'Cause I've been taught again and again all the good things in. I want you strive while I'm not coping. I just wanna hide beneath the black sky. Don't know the truth when all I'm told are lies. Hands that touch you when you're golden, they will crush you till you're broken. I can't close my wide open eyes. We'll hide in plain sight.
Representing some of the biggest cities around the world. 72 of the world's most talented poker players with over $350 million in combined lifetime earnings will put everything on the line over 8 months to compete for the title of the first ever GPL World Champions. Which team has what it takes? The Global Poker League starts now.
Hello and welcome to the Global Poker League. I'm Laura Cornelius, joined by the GPL insider, Mr. Eric Danny. Tonight we are live this Wednesday evening. It's all about Eurasian heads-up play. But yesterday we had quite a successful, exciting night of six max play.
Sure did, Laura. The debut of some of the biggest names in the world. Dominic Nietzsche, the Kitty Quo show was on. Xuan Liu, Jonathan Duhamel, who comes back tomorrow. It's really the debut of some big guns in the poker world.
But of course, tonight is all about heads up for the Eurasian, so let's take a look at some of those games coming up tonight. The first one is Nanonoko. Oh, nearly couldn't say the name then, against Trickett. This should be a good one, kicking off at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, or 6 p.m. Central European time. That will be in around half an hour's time. Then coming up after that, it's Alexandre Luneau for the Paris Aviators against Rome Emperor Dario Sammartino. That one's at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central European time. And then finally, it's the grudge match. We saw them yesterday playing heads up in the six max. They're going to do it again. Vladimir Troyanovsky for the Wolverines against Dominic Nietzsche for the Berlin Bears, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, or 11 p.m. Central European time.
Troyanovsky and Nietzsche absolutely going after each other, so that'll be an exciting match, all for fun, of course. But Troyanovsky was not happy with the way his first match ended yesterday, and the battle was on. The heads-up battle was on. Second match yesterday, Nietzsche losing to Troyanovsky. Nietzsche coming into that heads-up battle with more chips, and finally Vladimir winning 7 important points for Moscow. At that point, we'll have the Nanonoko comes in again. He's the only player at 3-0, the only player to have played heads-up to have not lost a match, and that includes great names like Olivier Bousquet that actually has a loss, but Nanonoko comes in undefeated, so a lot of pressure on him as Hong Kong has now slid to second in the table. Laura, to be honest, the match I'm most excited for might not translate that, might not be exciting, let's say, on the cams because they're both quiet guys, although Dario Sammartino can get it going, but Alexandre Luneau is by far one of the top poker minds in the game, type of player that not everyone might know, but everyone will know by the end of this season. He has not played a lot of tournaments at all, only 7 scores, I believe, on the circuit. That's not what he does. He plays the biggest cash games online and he destroys them. Gus Hansen has succumbed. John Jawanda, he's part of a documentary that actually, an award-winning documentary, Nosebleed, which was presented last year at, which won an European Poker Award last year. We're seeing
there we go.
Here he is right now explaining that in the last 48 hours he's lost $500,000.
Oh, such swings.
But it doesn't seem to be affecting him at all, and actually you'll see that he's just laughing about it. But really, really one of the sickest online poker players ever, and he's the Frenchman by the name of Alexandre Luneau. You might know him better as Alexander on Moon or Alex on Moon. And Nosebleed is a fantastic documentary. It has been translated with subtitles in English. Everyone can actually access it, but really one of the brightest poker minds in the world. Excited to have him as part of the Paris Aviators. A surprise pick, not ranked again highly on the live circuit, but Fabrice Soulier knows exactly the type of player he's getting. Interesting enough is that Luneau's best game is definitely not No Limit Hold'em. He's a mixed games player, but I think he is accepting the challenge. Did decide earlier this year, signing a contract with Winamax to play way more live tournaments. So we're going to see him a lot more. We're going to see him at the World Series of Poker throughout the summer. And really, it's someone that, again, might be a little quiet, but someone that will be very exciting to see. In this documentary, Gus Hansen admits that Alex Luneau is one of his worst enemies. Gus admits to losing millions of dollars to Luneau. So it's just an exciting documentary. And just you get inside the mind of these high stakes players, treating guys like Gus Hansen as really fish. And it's pretty remarkable and shocking to actually see it live. So really an exciting piece by Victor Saumon, known in the poker world and the French community as Tapis Volant, the magic carpet. And really saw a brilliant directing there.
So have you met Alexandre? Have you spent much time with him?
I have met him just a few times, not a lot. I do know Victor much better, but Luneau is the type of guy that once you talk to him, you understand that you're not playing at the same level. Not even poker-wise. He's just a very intelligent guy, but really down to earth. Still very down to earth. He seems like a really fun person to hang around. But again, you'll understand your role in life when you're talking to Luneau.
So that match is coming up second today, right? So that's one to look forward to. And if you haven't seen Nosebleed, of course, you should check it out because it's clearly very interesting. And I think people have kind of passed him by. Maybe it's just a name they thought, oh, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I think so. But again, the fact that we have not seen him at the World Series of Poker much, he didn't play last year. He was supposed to, but decided not to come to Vegas. He's the type of guy that will find a cash game somewhere that is way more intriguing and play that instead of playing tournaments. Again, he's got such an edge, or he believes he's got such an edge. And I mean, results speak for themselves. A guy losing $500,000 in 2 days, not even worried about it. It's quite remarkable that he's probably won $2 or $3 million more just the next few days after. So just one of those guys that, a Galfond type, right? Just these mad geniuses that we're just excited to see, and it's great to have them both on the circuit.
Well, we'll see Galfond play in the Americas heads up tomorrow. And of course, coming up before Luneau and San Martino is Nanonoko versus Sam Trickett. Obviously, I know Sam quite well, so I'm quite excited to watch Sam Trickett play against Nanonoko.
It's glitz and glamour.
Never
right,
really seen much of him play online though, so.
No, that's true, and he's the type of player that's glitz and glamour, great for the league. Just over $20 million in winnings, $10 million in one tournament at the one drop, finishing second to Antonio at the original big one for one drop. But just all class personified, just a great guy to have on screen, and he's playing the everyman, the one that everyone will probably be cheering for. If there is a good versus evil in this match, I think Trickett can easily play the role of the bad guy and be okay with it. But on the other side, Nanonoko, just a loved competitor. Everyone, big Nanonoko fans on Twitch as well, so it'll be exciting to see that match.
Right, we're going to go and take a look at the tournament structure video, what's coming up over the next 8 months.
12 worldwide teams, 6 in the Eurasian Conference and 6 in the American Conference. Each team has a total of 6 players, and the manager of that team may choose whoever they like to play at any time, provided each player on their team plays a minimum of 6 matches across the season. The GPL starts the regular season with 8 weeks of online arena action, which consists of 6 max and heads-up matches. Every Tuesday, all 6 teams from each conference will face off in 2 6-max sit-and-goes. One team in each conference will play as the home team, while the other 5 are away. Home team managers have the ability to pick their players once they have seen the lineup of the away teams. Points will be awarded to all teams competing except for the 6th place finisher per match. First will get 7 points, second 5 points, third 3 points, fourth 2 points, and 5th will get 1 point. Every Wednesday, each of the 6 Eurasian Conference teams will battle in 3 heads-up games against an opponent from another Eurasian Conference team. And every Thursday, each American Conference team will do the same. For heads-up, one team from each matchup will play at home, while the other away. All 3 games will be played, with 3 points awarded per game won and 0 points awarded per game lost, with a total of 9 points available. After the 8 weeks of online arena, live heads-up play will be introduced in the Global Poker League Summer Series in Las Vegas. Teams from GPL's 2 conferences will face off against each other in cross-conference heads-up play in 6 heats across 5 weeks of daily action. Just as in the online arena, during studio heads-up play, they will duel for 3 games, with 9 possible points available per match. After the summer series, the GPL regular season continues, with 6 more weeks of online arena action, after which the 2 teams at the bottom of each conference will be eliminated, and the remaining 8 will advance to the playoffs. The playoffs will see the much-awaited introduction of the Cube, the ultimate poker arena. A 2-day event hosted from an epic venue in North America at the end of September will see 8 teams reduced down to 4 in a completely revolutionary 3v3 format. Finally, the first season of the Global Poker League will conclude its play with the live finals, played from the Cube at the SSE Arena, Wembley, in London, where the champions of each conference will be determined on day 1. And finally, on the grand final on day 2, where the Americas Conference winner will face off against Eurasia's best to determine who will be crowned the Global Poker League champions.
This is the Global Poker League. I'm Griffin Benger. That's Sam Grafton. I love that song, and I can't stop dancing to it when it comes on. I don't know if it's just like my bias or they're just paying me enough, but I want to listen to that song like all day.
It's good.
Sam maybe not agreeing. Okay, so we're here day 5, guys, and match 15 of the Global Poker League. Again, I'm Griffin. That's Sam. We got a slew of great heads-up matches today, including the return of Nanonoko, undefeated, the only player undefeated in the entire Global Poker League, facing off against quite a competitor in Sam Trickett. But before we get to all that, let's review some of the matches yesterday. A lot of great 6-max action yesterday as well.
Yeah, fantastic performance. Dominic Nietzsche showing his class in the early match. This is an old graphic. The highlights reel will be with us in a minute. Dominic Nietzsche, incredibly impressive performance. Oh, we're going back to some
let's
older
start
highlights.
At the beginning here, yes.
It's surprising to see this. This was a few technical hitches back there. But Dominic Nietzsche, impressive performance. In the second match of the day, we had Kitty Kuo putting in... showing her class, showing why she was a 3rd-round draft pick for the San Francisco Rush, and putting up on the board a lot of points for her team. And then Juan Liu with a really impressive performance, beating Chance Corners heads up to show why she's going to be such an asset for the Montreal Nationals.
Yeah, but let's start first, of course, with Mustafa Kinnett and Mike Lee in that hand. We just see some highlights from yesterday. Dominic Nietzsche really put on a dominating performance for the Berlin Bears. Really got them on the board. They were buried in the basement of the Eurasia standings going into yesterday. So great performance from him. Yeah,
Berlin home game. I don't think they're gonna be one of the underdogs in the Eurasia League. But Dominic Nietzsche was really, really impressive. This, of course, was a huge punt from Guo Dong. 5-bet all in with ace-4 off, and Vladimir Troyanovsky was the happy recipient of his chips.
Yeah, and I mean,
Don Guo busting in 6th,
Yeah,
and
poker
this
doesn't-
really
yeah.
is what set Troyanovsky up to finish second in the match. This was a bit of a cooler, an ultimate cooler. Mustafa Canet peeling Mike Lear's 4-bet, and Mike Lear, who felt very confident about his queens, was actually in a bad spot until a queen came on the flop. And this is what cost Mustafa Canet most of his chips.
Yeah, and it was really a star-studded lineup. I spoke a lot about how talented of a player Mike Leah is. Someone that's not that familiar to people outside of Canada. Vladimir Troyanovsky made a great impression, showing how talented he is post-flop, making a lot of really, really intelligent folds pre-flop, where other people maybe would have put in some 3-bets or some calls. So really, all the way around, a really talented lineup. Didn't even get to talk about Justin Bonnembo because he ran so bad in those heats.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was Mustafa's exit in the second match. Obviously, all eyes were on him because he went number 1 in the draft, 2 Roman Emperors. Again, he was. This was a pretty standard hand against Dom. Dom with the 2 jacks and the dominating overpair, which held. And then this was heads up, a standard shove from Dominic Nietzsche, and Vladimir Troyanovsky made the call with the suited queen. He is an underdog going to the flop, but it ran out, I think, we're going to see
6
on the
queen.
river, a queen in the spleen gave Vladimir Troyanovsky, he apologized. Do you want to do your quick impression?
I think he's going to do it right here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So that was how Troyanovsky won the second heat. Here, the first match of the Americas started off with an incredible cooler. Kevin McPhee turning top 2 pair against Fedor Holtz's set, and he was out the door before he could even get going.
Yeah, and looking like Kylo Ren to Anakin Skywalker in that little contrast between Fedor and Kevin McPhee. So not a great showing from Kevin at all. Obviously coolers in both spots, but not able to put up any points for the New York Rounders. But Kitty Kuo and Xuan Liu were obviously the stories of the Americas matchups yesterday.
Yeah, and this was a fantastic fold. We saw some real high-level play. Zhao Simao with ace-jack suited, just 3-handed. He 3-bet this hand, and then when Kitty Kuo moved all in, he actually snap-folded this hand, like having such a sense of where he was and how Kitty Kuo constructs her ranges that he knew the ace-jack wasn't good, and that was very impressive. And then it was sort of a back-and-forth battle heads up. First, it's swinging here, Zhao in a dominating position, and then Kitty Kuo winning with the 10s with the ace-4. And then this was the winning match, and Kitty Kuo with a big celebration. So pleased to put 7 points on the board for the San Francisco Rush.
Yeah, and this was the other hand in the second match. Again, Kevin McPhee, just nothing going for his way so far early on in the Global Poker League. And Jake Cody, obviously one of your favorite players, but again, this it was really ladies' night yesterday at the Global Poker League. Xuan Liu winning her heat, Kitty Kuo winning the heat before.
This was the hand. Xuan limped the jack-9 suited, flopped a flush draw, and eliminated I Need Samari. Zhao Simao in 5th position, got herself heads up against Chance Cornuth. She made it. She trapped with King 10, didn't have the best hand, but this flush on the turn gave Xuan Liu her first win in the Global Poker League, and fantastic performance from her, and also great commentary and feedback she gave to the fans on the webcam. She's going to be a delight going forward into the rest of the season, I think, Xuan Liu.
Yeah, and yesterday was the first example of the hot seat. Obviously, those that weren't familiar and didn't know what to expect when it happened, there were a lot of spots where Zhao had to make very, very quick decisions, and people were like, you got to give him at least 5 seconds. But that's the whole point. We create the hot seat that if you want to take the time, if you want to go through all that analysis, again, the players aren't required to talk about every single hand. And a lot of the time, if they end up running out of time, it's because the match is going crazy long. Every decision at that blind level, when there's only 25 big blinds effective in play, they should be snap decisions anyway. So, obviously some people didn't like the 2-second hot seat. Personally, I'm a fan. I think it puts a lot of pressure right away. Make your decision. And then the players will learn that it is a really huge detriment and might have cost him that heads-up match had he not been on the hot seat. So let's go to the lounge. Laura and Eric are going to talk about the standings as this season starts to shape out.
Thank you so much, boys. Well, we had, of course, 6max play yesterday from the Eurasian and the Americas Conference. We saw the Berlin Bears finally get a few points that they deserved.
That's right, and being in perfect shape, right? Dominic Nietzsche, the perfect player to put in that spot. I think it was a strategic decision by Mr. Gruesome, and really well done. Nietzsche, the type of player that will collect points, probably not the type that player that would bust 6th or 5th. So I think Gruesome knew that he would get some points there. I think he's very happy with the amount of points that that Nietzsche got, but I don't think anyone should be surprised by that. Nietzsche going for another 9 points, hopefully later on tonight, but he's going to have to face the Wolverine, Vladimir
So
Trianovsky.
let's take a look at those European or Eurasian standings right now. Paris Aviators, though, at the top there, 24 points. They beat Hong Kong Stars, who came into this week.
That's right, for the second consecutive Six Max, after 2 straight weeks of Six Max play, Paris sits first. They'll have to see what happens in heads-up competition today with Alex Luneau. Hong Kong, as you mentioned, now sitting in second position, still very comfortable, and they're probably expecting 9 points from Randy Liu. He's making it into a
Not much
habit.
pressure on Randy tonight.
That's right. We'll have to see what happens with Randy. Berlin, who was really in dire straits, suddenly Berlin now at 15 points, really in great position. And then it's really tight, Laura. We've got Rome at 14, London at 13, Moscow as well with only 13 points. But really, the top 2 teams have separated themselves
Yeah,
at
they really
the moment.
have, haven't they? There's a big gap between them.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. There's an 11-point gap between first and sixth right now. We keep on mentioning it that it's still early in the season, but you'd much rather be in the Aviators position than in the Wolverines position. Now Vladimir Trianovsky playing a world-class player, number 6 ranked player in the world in Dominic Nietzsche, needs at least 6 points. It's going to be really difficult today.
And we also talked yesterday about how important, you don't have to win. It's just about collecting the points.
That's right.
If you can just consecutively get second place, then you're going to win the league probably.
Yeah, more than likely finish in first place. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I guess the variance there to go for first place. And Dominic Nietzsche talked about that a lot during his play, and that's why I assume that's why Gruesome put him into that spot. He explained that he made decisions based on how many chips other people had, knowing that if he would fold in that position, hopefully would move up 1 or 2 spots, pick up those valuable points. So we're really starting. It's only week 2, but we're already starting to see players not only looking at the hands the way they would in a normal tournament, but actually thinking strategy when it comes to points and points available, maybe make a big fold early in order to try to gain some points. So pretty impressive to see Nietzsche already thinking about that just 1 weekend.
Let's take a look now at the Americas Conference standings as well, because obviously they played in the Six Max yesterday. Montreal Nationals, Juan Liu, she did the girls proud last night, didn't she?
Yeah, Xuan Liu now pushing the Xuan Liu and Timex, both doing their job for the Montreal Nationals. Martin Jakobsen, of course, just winning one of his 3 matches last week against Anton Wig. Montreal could be in an even better position right now, but they'll be very happy. Marc-André Ladisseur will be very happy with 20 points sitting at the top. We'll see the debut of Pascal Lefrançois tomorrow for them. Las Vegas Moneymakers, Laura, you're talking about someone that does not win matches. Anthony Zeno, the prime example. So, it's just a great point made by you earlier. Las Vegas sitting at 18 points without a single win. So they're still comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, wins do become the first tiebreaker, so you do want to get a few in the bank. But as of this moment, Las Vegas is sitting pretty at 18. The LA Sunset at 17. Quite surprising that the Sunset are actually sort of disappointed about how things have gone so far, yet they still are in a great position. That conference is so close. The rankings from first to sixth, so close right now. I really do think a big performance by Olivier Bousquet tomorrow will propel them to first, and it'll be really amazing to see that, since the team, again, a third, a fourth, and a fifth from their star prize pupil in Fedor Holtz. We expect more from him, although he's played brilliantly throughout. Chance Corneth making it to heads-up play yesterday. So it's intriguing to see a team like LA. I think if you're in that conference, you're scared at this moment, because LA is sitting in prime position without necessarily having played the best poker so far, or without having the results that they were expecting so far. So pretty scary to see. And of course, Aaron Paul will be making his presence felt in May, more than likely.
So exciting. And hopefully we're going to speak to the manager of LA Sunset, Maria Ho, tomorrow before the Americas Conference game as well. So that will be exciting to have her via Skype, of course, in the studio. We're going to go over to the desk now and take a look at some match analysis coming up.
Thanks so much, Laura. Again, this is the day 5 of the Global Poker League. Match 15, we're just going to jump right into a preview with Randy Nanonoko. Obviously, an incredible showing last week against Sergei Lebedev, sweeping the board. He's up against Sam Trickett. You're from England. Tell us a bit about Sam.
Yeah, Sam Trickett, probably the finest poker player of his generation to come out of Europe. Second in the all-time money list. So far top of the English money list that it's not even close. Obviously, huge results, most notably, of course, the big 1-for-1 drop where he finished second to Antonio Esfandiari for over $10 million. Now, this is a guy, great wildcard pick from Lidbury, one of the finest poker minds in Europe. But the only question I have about him is he going to be focused? Is he going to be bringing his A game? This is someone that sits in the biggest cash games in the world, in India and in Macau. And this is where really Lidbury's management style is going to be a factor. She needs to get Sam up for this game. You know, we saw last week someone like Dan Jungleman Cates making a misclick because he's concentrating on cash games elsewhere.
Right.
The only question over Sam is not his class, is not his poker mind. It's can he bring his focus and A game to this league format?
Yeah, and when you look at his results here, 67 results, 14 wins. Those are the kind of ratios that the absolute biggest tournament crushers in the world put up. We're talking with the likes of Mustafa Kanit, Byron Caverman. These guys that just have incredible ratios. They win tournaments. That's where all the money is. So obviously, and he's used to playing a lot of heads up, and he's going to be a tough opponent for Randy Liu, absolutely.
For sure, but you can see his GPI rank outside the top 2,000. And the reason for that is that Sam's concentrating mainly on big cash games. He's not actually putting up results very often in these smaller, even like tournaments like 1K buy-ins, 5K buy-ins, are not really that appealing to someone with Sam Trickett's bankroll, Sam Trickett's the kind of cash games he's playing in. So as I said, the question is, will he be bringing his A game? Someone we do know will be bringing their A game is Randy Liu, because he put in a fantastic performance last week against Sergey Lebedev. As you said, 3 wins from 3 and a great showing from the man they call nanonoko.
Yeah, and he's really been the X factor for the Hong Kong Stars. You look at this team, he was obviously the wild card selection for Selena Lin and the Hong Kong Stars. As we've spoken about many times before, really the underdogs of the league. A lot of sort of unknown drafted players when it comes to the rest of the world, but we've seen some really fun poker from the likes of Raiden Khan, Brian Huang, obviously Duo Guang, not really the best showing yesterday, but Randy Liu has just really been the star of this team and the early MVP leader, obviously, when it comes to overall player, given that he has not lost a single heads-up match. 26 results, 1 win, 729 on the GPI, hailing from the U.S. Randy Liu, definitely one to watch, and a great fan base, obviously, from stemming through his PokerStars contract.
Yes, what a real reward for sweeping the board last week. Sort of a case of out of the frying pan into the fire, going from playing Sergey Lebedev to someone of Sam Trickett's caliber. So he's not going to necessarily be used to playing someone quite of Sam Trickett's quality. Obviously, he does play mid-level and even sometimes high-stakes cash games, but this is going to be a real challenge for Randy Liu. But that's one of the exciting things about the GPL. Normally, you wouldn't ever be sitting down to play Sam Trickett heads up.
Right.
That is something that if you care about your bankroll, you're going to shy away from. But,
I don't care about my bankroll, so let's go, Sam. Whenever you're ready, pal.
I don't know whether you got one. But this is where the sporting aspect of the GPL comes in. Because they're playing for points, because they're playing for points for their franchise, we get to see some of the best players in the world from different areas. Here, someone with an online cash game background versus someone with a live cash game background coming together, playing heads up, and I really don't know what to expect.
It's funny. You're talking about comparing someone like Sam Trickett to Jungleman and how, they might not take it so seriously. They're used to playing higher stakes. But the reality is like this is an opportunity for a guy like Sam Trickett, cares about his body too, to flex a little bit, within the confines of his actual poker ability. I mean, this is a chance to show everyone what he's. I mean, you look at a guy like Tom Marchese, for example, another example of someone who just has all the money and he's sitting there in his loft and he's unkempt and he's just like whatever, and then he sees that he has an opportunity to just like show what he's capable of, and he's just like, yeah, this seems like a 4-minute tank situation, so I'll be right back, and just make such an amazing impression. And doing things like that is just, what makes the Global Poker League so much fun. But let's head to the lounge because we obviously have this match to look forward to. Laura, Eric, what's going on?
Everything's going on. We apparently have the manager of the Rome Emperors, Max Pescatori, on the line. I'm just waiting for him to appear. There he is, as if by magic. He is here on the screen. Max, how are you? Rome Emperors are 4th right now, 14 points. Have you been happy with how your team have played so far?
Yes, I can hear.
Did you hear my question, Max? Max, can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Hey, Max.
Thought we were going to have a problem then. Right, what I was asking, so Rome Emperors have 14 points. They're 4th right now out of all of the Eurasian Conference. Have you been happy with how your team have played so far?
Well, I looked at the rankings, and one of the things that I saw that we have 0 victories and we are 4th. So that means that we're just missing maybe a little bit of luck, but we're playing hard.
Max, talk about the selection of Dario Sammartino today, really a top ranked player, a top 30 in the GPI, won the World Cup for Italy last year. Talk to us about Dario and why you selected him today.
Well, what I did as a manager, I thought to ask all the players what they're best on. So, if they're best at six-handed online, heads up online, heads up live, and everybody put up the rankings. And then Sammartino says, well, I'm top 5 in the world of any of those, so just choose for me. And so I picked him for today.
Now, his heads-up opponent is Alessandro Luno. We were talking about him just at the start of the show. Obviously not that well known for some people, but for others that have seen Nosebleed, that are aware of him. Do you know him much, or?
Well, I was listening actually to the show because I watched it since you guys started day one. So, it's interesting. Right away, I texted him that you said, someone said, I don't remember if it was Eric, that he's mainly a mixed game player. So since Sammartino always make fun of me as just being a mixed game player, I told him, if he loses, it's just like if you lose against me 3-0. So, I just put a little bit of pressure on him.
Max, you've been really involved as one of the team managers. Talk to us about your experience. How have you liked it so far? I think it's a lot of work. I don't know if the fans realize how much work it is for you guys, but you seem to be having fun while working. Yeah,
I always am someone that played poker but did many other things. So this is kind of a way of taking my mind off a certain boringness that poker can have, especially when you're a professional for many years like I am. And so I like to do many things. I like to play machines. I like to play horses and betting sports. As you probably can see behind, I have 2 TVs, one with horses, one with sports. So, I do all that just because it's the best way for a mind to just keep doing what you love, but at the same time, not being overwhelmed by just poker. So this is just distraction for me, but it's also fun. So, so far, the main thing was getting people in the team that I will get along with, and they will get along with each other. So, so far we have a chat on WhatsApp, and we'll talk, and we discuss strategies, and it's been fun so far.
Max, we have 30 seconds, and I hate to ask you this question, but I want to put you on the hot seat. A lot of people were stunned by the announcement of Todd Brunson as your wildcard pick. Give us a few, maybe again, 20, 30 seconds. Talk to us about Todd Brunson, because I actually believe it's a fun pick for the league. Your thoughts on why you chose Todd Brunson?
I mean, you can make an argument to have truly 100 players available for the Rome Emperors. There is probably 5-6 Italians. There is many other players. But what I liked about Todd, first of all, he's a very active on Twitter, something that we might be missing. I mean, I'm the one that has the most followers in our team, and I have like 6,000. Todd has 33,000. So he's very outspoken. He's very fun. And I thought he's also one of the best poker minds that I ever encountered. And my point with him was just to try to understand the finals, because the finals are a different format, and he's mainly a mixed game player, just like I am, and we can probably break down better the finals with a particular format than actually other players. We might not play it, but we'll be there to coach our team and the best players that will come out of our squad.
Thank you so much, manager of the Rome Emperors, Max Pescatore. Good luck to Dario Sammartino playing a little bit later against Paris Aviators' Alex Luno. And what a great fridge he had in the back there, beer fridge.
I think Max Pescatore knows how to live life. He's one of those bon vivants. He enjoys life for sure.
We're going to head back to the desk now, because it is time to get that much-awaited first Eurasian heads-up match underway. This is going to be the London Royals versus the Hong Kong Stars, Sam Trickett and nanonoko.
Thank you so much, Laura. Again, day 5, match 15, Global Poker League. Early lead for the Montreal Nationals from Canada. Just want to point that out in the Americas division. But for today, we are going to stay in Eurasia, of course. The London Royals representative, the wild card selection. I don't know if you've heard of him. Sam Trickett, something like that.
I think the guys are in for a real treat today because
a street treat.
I think one of the things that will happen is Randy Liu, obviously he has that Twitch background, he has that gaming background. He was the first person to go in front of the web camera, and he was a little bit quiet, a little bit conservative. I think that we'll see that change today after the sort of show that Dan Cates put on and Olivia Bousquet. Randy will make that adaptation. And Sam Trickett, I've been lucky enough to be out drinking with him several times. I'm telling you now, this geezer's a massive lad. He's a fun character at the table and away from the table. He's a guy who's always had confidence right from the outset of his career, and that's obviously only grown as he built his reputation and had these huge scores. So I think it will be a lot of fun to hear them talk and interact with the Twitch stream, the fans, and give us an insight into their thought process.
Yeah, and you mentioned the following that Randy Liu has obviously developed through a platform like Twitch, and like you said, maybe not someone that is normally very, very outspoken and that interactive, but it's someone who obviously decided this is what I want to do. I want to challenge myself, and this is a great challenge for him right here. Why don't we just play against one of the best poker players of all time in Sam Trickett? And I really think, we talked a little bit about how, is he someone that's going to be like distracted or like not really be, is involved with like the way that Jungleman was. And the reality is that I think Sam is a bit of a different breed. He's not as over it, I think, necessarily as Jungleman is. I think he's going to come to play. He's going to have a good image. He's going to have a great background with his webcam. These are all predictions. I don't know, but I think Sam is someone who's really going to come to play today.
Yeah, of course, and we might see that patented white tank top from Sam Trickett as well that we saw with Juan and Chance Cornuth as well. That's something that I think he was one of the first people to introduce. So yeah, I'm sure Sam's going to have fun with the format. Don't get me wrong, he has got an incredible pedigree within the game, and even on his B or C game, he's still going to be a formidable opponent. What I'm talking about is Liv getting him really focused. It's going to be just interesting to see whether he's got that desire and hunger for GPL success.
Yeah, and we talked about how, early on in the season, well, it's still mighty early, but on day 1 that our favorite teams were, the London Royals, the team they put together. And so far, the London Royals have really disappointed, definitely on the bad side of variance. We talked a bit about, 6 max, lack of success for Justin Bonomo, just getting nothing going, getting coolered. So only 13 points on the board so far in the season for the London Royals, and this is a great opportunity for them to get, take 6 of 9 or 9 of 9 in this match with Trickett. But he's in for it against a guy who's playing with a lot of confidence in the heads-up format because, again, sweeping the Moscow Wolverines Sergei Lebedev last week. Randy Liu obviously playing with a lot of confidence. He has, a lot of people on the internet right behind him. You can see the Twitch chat. Nanonoko. Big fan base. Yeah. So it's not just him. He has a lot of support. But Trickett has a lot of fans out there as well. So this should be a really entertaining match, and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Randy is someone that knows the world of esports gaming, and you can see that because day in, day out, even when he's not playing, he's there interacting with fans on Twitch, making contribution to the community, and that's what makes him such a lovable guy. It's also interesting, of course, that Hong Kong Stars had a bit of a disappointing day after a great week 1, a bit of a disappointing day yesterday, and now's a chance for them to regain that momentum. They're still lurking in second place on the standings, just behind the Paris Aviators. If Randy has a good day today against Sam Trickett, picking up 6 or 9 points, they can go back to first, and that's going to put them back on the front foot and encourage the rest of the team.
Yeah, again, you look at the standings, obviously, and with the 20 points that the Hong Kong Stars have come up with, 4 behind, of course, the leaders, Paris Aviators, who've had incredible performances so far in the Global Poker League. Almost half of those points all come from Randy Liu. So it's not necessarily that the whole team has been doing that well. Obviously, Raiden Khan putting up those 7 points, yep. But everyone else is disappointed. We talk about, the poor hand that Guo played yesterday. Brian Huang not really being able to get much points up. It's really been the Randy Liu and the Raiden Khan show so far for the Hong Kong Stars. So maybe a couple of their weaknesses starting to shine through, but because of nanonoko, they're in the top 3 of the Eurasia division. And this is going to be exciting to see, and I can't wait to get started and see what happens.
And it's also exciting because Sam Trickett does have that live background as well. One of the things we saw with someone like Anthony Zeno was a slightly more unorthodox approach, choosing hands to 3-bet and 4-bet that I was quite surprised by. Now, Sam Trickett also has that live background. He plays live cash games. He is very much a field player, I would imagine, although I'm sure he has a strong theoretical background. And again, it'll be interesting to see, what a treat to see Sam Trickett's hole cards over the course of 3 matches. That's going to be, the poker theorist in me, the poker fan in me,
Yeah.
is really excited by that prospect. I mean, he is the second most successful poker player in the history of tournament poker, and he doesn't even play that many tournaments these days.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. What I expect from this match too is I expect to see, no pun intended, but some very tricky plays from Sam Trickett. I mean, he's the guy that's going to bring the creativity from his side. Nanonoko probably more on the GTO side of things. Obviously, he is a theoretical mind and he is able to analyze hands very, very well, as we saw in his match against Sergey Lebedev last week. But, he's someone he's not going to be able to just play standard GTO and take more than, one a game, I think, from Sam Trickett. He's going to have to mix it up with him. He's going to have to go back and forth. So, in my opinion, maybe before last week, it was more of an underdog story, but because of Nanonoko's success last week against Lebedev, he's definitely up there. And here we have them on cam.
Trickets. We 3-0'd.
God, he's good looking. It's staggering. Both of them mainly, but
I'm gonna go
I wasn't talking to Sam.
Call here Jack 5. Check this flop. He continuation bets, whatever.
A big sigh from Nanonoko, already feeling like he's just running so bad. That's such an overreaction. Long way to go, Mr. Liu.
Alright, so flop top pair. It's gonna continuation bet here.
This is what we expected to see. Randy Liu sharing.
Alright, so I 3-0'd the Moscow guy. Time to go for our longest win streak in GPL history. 6-0. I'm going to go ahead and call here in the big blind, 8 and 9. Check the flop. Okay, checks back ace high. I need to feel out Sam Trickett. Never played with him before, really. Not that I remember.
Which would explain why he still has money.
I'm actually gonna fire here. I feel like he's got like king or queen high a lot. Or like a pair of twos. Okay, nice call. King high, shit. Oh, sorry, excuse me, it's got... Okay, nice call, nice call. Nice calls. Watch the language. There's some kids out there. Alright, let's bet here. Oh, this is a tough opponent. It calls me with king high. First time we play together, it calls me with king high. What the hell? What the heck? It calls me with king high, huh?
Randy Liu fuming.
I don't really know if Sam even knows who I am, to be honest. Make a call here. He did adjust his raise size. It's kind of interesting, I guess. Checks it back. It's another one of those boards that I really want to fire and have him call me with like queen high this time.
Yeah, so really interesting. Sam obviously steered one of his stronger high card hands to showdown, and that's kind of
I want to call him queen high.
stopped Randy in his tracks.
Weird.
Hear him playing one of the weakest hands in his range in exactly the same manner, and this is going to allow him to make. Oh, he doesn't make a bluff on the
Okay.
Wow.
So he checks this down, although didn't give up, huh? Blinds are up.
Big flop for Sam Trickett. You
I'm
guys
just
can
gonna
see
put
it.
some pressure and just bet half pot.
Yeah, a lot of good turn cards for Nanonoko here. He doesn't obviously know that he's drawing
4.
close to dead.
Now, usually you are happy to pair your card, but I really only beat a 3 right now, or like king high. Or the queen. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. This is like more nerve-wracking than playing like anything I've played in so long. I'm like shaking. Because I just don't want to disappoint anyone.
Wow.
Thousands of people watching me.
Poor Randy. It's just one king high call, bro.
Wow, set of 6s.
You'll be okay.
Excuse me.
Obviously, Randy, great performance so far for the Hong Kong Stars. Really has been the star of the
He tried to
Stars.
trap me.
So,
Sam Trickett is tricky.
so you can feel how playing someone of Sam's caliber can affect your confidence, no matter who you are and how so much success you've had recently.
Yeah, very intimidating figure. Obviously, as we said, second most successful player in the history of tournament poker. Most successful European. I mean, this is really one of the best players in the world that we're seeing.
I'm actually going to check call here. I'm not happy when I see like a million overcards. But I don't know too much about his game yet to fold a pair of 6s on the flop. I'm going to check. I am happy he checked the turn though. Okay, so my hand is good. He seems a little unpredictable right now, which is bad for me. The good news is I'm good at figuring people out pretty quickly. I think if I don't figure him out, well, I'm gonna lose. So let's try and figure him out. This is just good enough.
A little something for everyone here with this 6-5-3-2 spade board. Of course, Sam Trickett with the ace of spades, backdoor flush draw, a little gutter ball,
Okay.
and top pair for Randy Lou. So
I really cannot breathe. This is so nerve-wracking. The check call. All eyes on me, I think. So I check call. Top pair, king kicker. I think when I check call a flop, he usually doesn't want to bluff when this card rolls off, because I do have a 4. It's like who check calls this flop and check folds his turn almost. So is he really going to fire as a bluff here? Bets again though. Who bets this card as a bluff?
Samuel
Trickett
Trickett.
He's unpredictable. He's unpredictable. He's unpredictable. Oh man, I'm trying to let it go. I don't know. I really don't expect him to fire it as a bluff. I don't think he thinks he expects me to fold a top pair, which I did. Maybe I got owned. Who knows? Well, let's raise here. He has not re-raised me yet. Alright, well, I check back the flop. A 2 or a 6 will make me a straight. I'm gonna bet now. I definitely had the worst hand there. No way in heck he's folding 5-6. Big blinds are going up again. Jack 6 of clubs. It's a playable hand. No matter what he does, I think he min raise. I'm actually gonna re-raise him. Test the waters.
Big re-raise size here from Randy Lou.
Let's
4xing
see
the
how
open.
smart he is though.
This is a pretty tough hand to lay down heads up. But
Massive sizing, really interesting.
yeah, really
blue.
big sizing.
I don't think
I'm
Trickett's
not gonna
buying it.
dong it off. God damn.
Ah,
Not gonna dong it off. Don't go all in.
this is how we play in
Like,
the
go all
UK.
in, don't dong it off.
This is what we do in the UK. We've ruined
Gotta
people.
trick it.
UK poker players
It's a nice
absolutely
size,
putting
too.
people under it. Oh
Just
dear,
used to
Randy.
induce me. I need to figure him out sooner than later. Okay. Let's see. Twitch chat, I need some power. Send me some power. Need your energy. I'm going to raise here to 1800. That's the size I'm going to go with for now.
Sam Trickett seemingly in cruise control at the
Gonna
moment.
re-raise me?
And he picks a very small sizing compared to the one Randy picked.
I'm going to call here, I think.
Well, it's because he knows he hasn't dominated and wants him to peel, I guess.
But
Sam
I think,
Trickett.
Fold.
I think that's a sign of Sam Trickett's confidence. Randy's so nervous and Sam
Okay,
Trickett
so we
looks
flop a straight draw. I really
so
would
relaxed.
love to see an ace or a 9. Yeah, ace or 9 would be great. He checks to us. I'm actually going to bet here on the flop. Yeah, 1, 2, bet about 3,600. Fold. Fold. He banks the call.
Wow.
Okay, the nuts. The nuts.
bad
The
turn
nuts.
cards
The nuts.
for Sam Trickett.
Get wrecked, Trickett. All right.
A change in
It's no
Randy's confidence
draws out
levels.
there, though. I'm gonna bet about 7,000. There's no draws out there. I have such a hammer locker in the hand. He can't really put me on a draw that much. 7,000. Come on, Trickett, go all in. Go all in, Trickett.
Sam doesn't look happy, does he?
Okay, good card. I mean, I wish it didn't pair in case he has got like aces or something. My God, should I go all in? I'm just gonna bet here. I feel like he's got an ace a lot of time.
Randy with a good read on the type of
And if I
hand
shove, he
Sam
might
gets.
fold.
Wow, this looks super strong.
Just
Yeah,
don't
it
put me
does.
all in, Trickett. I actually want him to just call, because if he puts me all in, he probably has at least a straight. But I wouldn't fold for my last 5,000.
Not a lot
Go.
of bluffs, and Randy, you lose range here. Only really 9-10.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is it doesn't make much sense because he doesn't have many jacks in his
call.
range. But I think Sam's going to be able to get away from this hand. We shall see, though.
Of course, it's also tough with a king blocker, because that
Come on,
blocks king
Trickett,
10.
call. Trickett, get wrecked, Trickett. Like crashing a Ferrari. Call and crash a Ferrari.
Sam's certainly not rushing to any
See, if
decision.
I put him all in, he would have snap folded. See, now he's confused why I don't know. He's got like ace 10 or something. Maybe I should have bet smaller. No, Trickett doesn't know how I play, and I don't know how Trickett plays. So, yeah. Can't get tricky here. There's no way he's tanked to shove. It'd be ridiculous.
You could see the change in Randy's demeanor. What having the nuts in a heads-up pot against Sam Trickett does for your confidence,
Yeah.
eh? And Sam Trickett, you know, I doubted how seriously he could take this. You could see by the
Trickett now he's running out of time bank.
by the amount of time he's taking over this decision, how much he cares about getting things right.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly tough spot here for Sam Trickett, and he makes the right
He
decision.
folded.
Excellent
I wonder what
fold.
he had.
Excellent
He might
fold.
bet too big on a river.
Yeah, he definitely did bet too big on the river, but
I think going all in looks, or going a lot smaller, is the two
Is the-
options.
yeah, exactly.
Like, leaving the 5K behind, to me anyway, looked really strong.
yeah, I agree.
Big swing in chips and momentum. Randy Lou now with that advantage over Sam Trickett. And sowing that little seed of doubt in Sam's mind. No one likes to make a big fold. And for 10 minutes, that's going to, you know, prey on his mind just a little bit.
Okay, nice. 7 high. Let's go ahead and raise here on the button. I don't know why people think I say button funny. But yeah. Raise here on the button. Get called. Flop is pretty decent. Check. Flush draw, paired board, checks again. I don't know what he has, but I hope he's got like king high.
We've just been told, mostly through the Twitch chatter, that we are having some problems with the mics. We just wanted to
Alright, check it
apologize
back.
out there for you guys, and it sounds like we
Let's
might
go.
be getting that fixed, or already have it fixed.
I scooped. Oh, software tricks.
Thanks for bearing with us here at the Global Poker League, guys. Obviously, you know, just these are just the growing pains of this operation, but great match so far.
The blinds.
Yeah, and what I expected from Randy Lou, sharing a lot more of his thought process
I'm
with
gonna
this
limp.
today.
I'm a little curious. I want to kind of say, hey, man, I have a limping game early. So when I do it later, he doesn't just like get confused, I guess. He does raise the first time I limp though. But it's kind of like a 600 chip donation, I guess, but to kind of figure things out.
Another king high call potential here.
All right, he raised here. Going to re-raise him.
Perhaps picking up the strategy from Olivier Busquet, who picked this hand in the his encounter with Darren Elias. And he's gone for a smaller sizing than he used before.
I don't think
guess
Sam buys this.
Don't tell me he's going to 4-bet me again.
because of the stack depth
Yeah, sick
changing.
timing if he does. Calls.
Sam Trickett in a dominating position, as you can see.
I'm going to bet kind of small.
That is kind of small.
Yeah, I think on King Jack 5, you need to pick
Still don't
a
know what Trickett's up to.
bit of a bigger sizing than this.
Calls. Miss.
Sam loving life here in this spot with the king nine.
He's lax, isn't he, Sam Trickett?
All right. All right, so it's 2 times I 3-bet him. He didn't give up, huh? He bets whatever. I got. Even if he's bluffing, he has me beat. So I'm not gonna go nuts.
He did go nuts in the King 10 hand because he made the nuts, and I
Good
make
match
bad
so
jokes.
far.
Interesting, Sam folding the queen 3 off on the button there. That's definitely a different strategy than we've seen from other
I
people.
really don't want to fail to Hong Kong stars today. Let's not fail them.
Randy being a little hard on himself here. I don't think anyone being thrown into the arena here with Sam Trickett
Okay, flop bottom pair.
would feel very good about his chances. Or her chances.
I'm actually going to fire to flop.
Yeah, a little bit of run good here in a small way for Sam. A couple of hands in a row, he's flopping top pair. And there's just, in a heads up, it's very hard to overcome that. You know, if your opponent is making strong hands each and every time, there's not really a lot you can do.
Okay, river's a deuce. Okay, so I beat like 10 jack, 10 queen, queen jack, but those hands actually have showdown value a little bit. Queen jack does, so does he bet those? Is he really floating me? He hasn't floated me yet. Not that I'm aware of. 10-3. This is a really ambitious call. Probably knows I don't have a king that much, though.
This call is not going to work out for Randy here.
I'm pretty sure Randy's going to work it out and find a fold here. I would imagine.
Conventional means I might have him beat. Three. I'm gonna look like an idiot though. If I call and lose. I guess I'll let it go.
Good
Randy
fold.
being very hard on himself there.
Yeah, yeah. And well analyzed there, obviously, Mr. Grafton.
Yeah, having a 10 in your hand's pretty bad card to bluff catch with, I would imagine.
He raised. Okay, blinds are up.
And you see what we're talking about. Sam Trickett again flopping a strong top pair.
Yeah,
like
definitely
second
running
top
better than
kicker.
Randy. But Randy doesn't get to see the whole cards like we do, so of course he just feels like he's getting completely outclassed. And don't get me wrong, Trickett has certainly played better than Randy in this match. But again, Randy's one of the top players in the world, and he should really, when he reviews this, I think he'll see that, you know, Sam was flopping really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, yeah. No, it's not.
It should shut him down. Should shut him down.
You can see the contract.
Trickett, don't ruin my record, man. Don't ruin my 3-0 record today. I want to go 4-0 and 5-0 and 6-0.
Yeah, there's a contrast between trying to play ace high and bottom pair and trying to play top pair and trips.
Yeah.
And that's really the story of the match so far. Apart from that hand, where of course Randy Lou did make the nuts in a 3-bet pot, it has been going all Trickett's way.
I'm going to call here again. I think I'm good on the turn.
And a
River pair.
bad river card for Randy Lou.
Of course, I look like I have a 7, and if he bets again, it looks like he has a 7. It's getting real weird. Is he really going to bet again? Jesus Christ.
And this could be it here for Randy Lou. A huge river card for his hand, and I really don't think he's going to be able to find a fold. What do you think?
Wow.
It's a super tough spot. I mean,
Wow.
a 9's sort of the same as a 3 in this situation.
5, 6, 7, 4, 7, 3s, 4s, 5, 6. They're all river to top pair, ace kicker. The pair doesn't even matter.
Exactly, yeah.
Is he really that sick to shove here with like 10s and jacks and queens and kings and aces too?
Probably.
Such a brutal spot. And this is a big moment for Randy Lou and the Hong Kong Stars. Very tense.
I don't want to lose my first match either, but shoot. Oh my god. Can I phone a friend? Oh my gosh. Oh god. I never taken so long into my hand before in my life. Especially online. This is ridiculous. No, god. Does he think I have a 3 or 4 and is folding? Am I gonna look like an idiot and call here? I think I'm gonna call, man. I don't know. Oh gosh. I wish someone. Is there a 6th street or something to save me? In case he has a 7 and get another 9. Let's think about this. He bet. It's his first time all in. Might have it though. Pot size bet.
Sam Trickett, so relaxed about his position in this hand, he's got to let the dog out.
Game? Good game, I guess. No, I can't fold, man. Can't fold.
GG.
God, nice hand. Well played, man. God, ruined my record. Ruined my record. Okay. I don't know. I haven't figured them out yet. This is bad.
Yeah, tough draw there for Randy Liu, having to place the caliber of a guy like Sam Trickett. Huge bounce back from that King 10 Ace King hand for obviously for Sam Trickett. And yeah, it was a very interesting match.
Cold, calm, calculated. Sam Trickett, I think, showing there that he's going to be a formidable opponent throughout the GPL. What a wild card pick for the Liv Boeree, adding to an impressive roster at the London Royals, and he just seemed so in control, so calm, almost like a owl perched there, seemed to know where he was in every hand, took his time over a few decisions, particularly the Ace King, came to the right conclusion, and an unfortunate run out for Randy Liu, but he's a little bit rattled, and he needs to just,
definitely.
Perhaps Selena Lin can have a word with him, calm him down, Sam Trick.
We watched the stream, he was running well, as well as playing well, just, refocus, stop worrying too much, just maybe don't, it's a tough spot, obviously, for Randy to be in, coming off, such a confidence-building first week in the Global Poker League, establishing himself as, the star of the Hong Kong Stars, and then to represent, Hong Kong and that whole market, and just to be kind of outclassed in that first match, it's obviously going to do a lot to your confidence, but I think Randy can recover.
Yeah, Randy just needs to calm himself down, remember his ranges, remember how good he is at poker, not even think about the fact that this is Sam Trickett and all his reputation. If Randy just sticks to his game, he's going to give any player in the world a tough time. He just needs to regroup and stop guessing himself. But the great thing was Randy interacting, not afraid to show some emotion. These guys, they may be some of the best in the world, but they're still fallible. And I think Randy, it was great to have an insight into Randy's character, how much he cares, and though this guy has won literally hundreds of thousands playing this game, he still has a vulnerability about him. And, that was kind of moving to see, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we have 2 more matches to look forward to. Let's throw to the lounge where Eric and Laura are waiting for us to discuss this match and a bunch of other things, all GPL.
Well, thank you very much, boys. I really enjoyed watching that first game there between Sam Trickett for the London Royals and Randy nanonoko Liu for the Hong Kong Stars. It did sort of go in Sam's favour there, but it was very enjoyable to watch. And just Randy Liu is so cute.
That's right. Two very different styles when it comes to camera work. Both very efficient, though. It was great to see Sam Trickett just stoic, not seem to care, but he does. But just great to see that iron face. And then compared to Randy Liu, who's just really playing for the audience and wants everyone to win, not just him. So great to see. We're talking about the bad guy versus the good guy earlier. I think this is one of those matches that Trickett can just take the role of bad guy and probably score 9 points. He is very confident.
He was really confident.
The guys keep on talking about it. We tend to forget how good Sam Trickett is at poker. Sam Grafton with the big announcement saying he's probably the best European out of his generation, and that says a lot. There's been a lot of quality Europeans, quality UK players, or just in England. So, quite a big statement by Grafton, but he would know, being from England himself. But Randy Liu, interesting. He's nervous, and that's really great to see. He said it's the most nervous he's ever been.
And to get those feelings from him and see that, you know, like Sam said, he is a fallible human being.
That's right, very much human in this scenario, so we'll have to see how he bounces back. I think he's rattled, and I really do think he needs to step his game back up. You know, we haven't seen Selena Lin yet for the Hong Kong Stars, but with the players we've seen, Raiden Khan had a great match, but Randy Liu seems to have emerged right away as the go-to player for Selena Lin, and that needs to change right away, or that loss needs to be rectified right away. If Randy loses 2, if Randy loses 3, suddenly it's, you know, everything is shaky in Hong Kong, but suddenly London, the Royals are rising already.
London needed some points as well yesterday. Didn't have a great day, London, did they?
No, I'd say it was a tough day for Justin Bonomo, no fault of his own. We keep on saying that, but it is true that the quality of players, we're rarely going to see a misstep. We might have seen Guo Dong. Funny that Randy Liu, saying I don't want to dong it off. So it seems like we have a new expression in the GPL already. But great to see. By the way, we were talking about emotes on Twitch. A lot of people using those Hong Kong Stars emotes. If you subscribe, those are available to us. If you do want to support nanonoko, the nanonoko chant was loud and clear, but the Trickett chants might start gaining some steam in the second match.
Indeed. We spoke to Selena Lin via our Skype call yesterday. She was very proud of nanonoko. They might have a little chat now in between matches. He did need to calm his nerves down a little bit, I think. She also tweeted us in, if you want to get your messages to us, what did you think about that last match that you've just seen? If you missed it, in fact, you can check it back. It will be on globalpokerleague.com. All of the recaps will be on there and all of the highlights from all of our matches that we've ever had. I mean, this is only day 5, so there's not been that many so far, but eventually they will all go up on the website. Follow us on Twitter, of course, at GPL, and use the hashtag at GPL as well. We're going to take a look at the standings, I believe, now and see where that puts Hong Kong now.
We can talk about it. I mean, London moves up to 3rd with that big score, so that's good for them. They were at the bottom with Moscow. They're now standing at 16 points, so far so good. Another game won will give them a match victory, which is important in tiebreaker scenarios later down the line. So they're in great shape, and another win here will put them in even better shape and be 1 point behind Hong Kong going to their 3rd game together. So this really is a critical game. If Randy Liu can win it, Hong Kong knows that they'll be sitting in front of London no matter what. But if London wins this one, it's now a battle, and the winner of the 3rd game will actually take over 3rd place in that division. So quite interesting to see.
What do you think Randy needs to go and do now to prepare himself for the next match? A bit of meditation, maybe?
Why not? I think he just needs to relax. I think he made a move that I think is a solid move. It is hard to put Sam Trickett on any kind of hand. Intriguing that he mentioned that he's never played Sam Trickett before. At least he doesn't think so. Our gentleman, I think Sam actually mentioned the fact that they play different stakes, and that makes a big difference. It is the beauty of the GPL is that you'll see a Randy Liu that plays a lot of online poker play the king of cash games in Sam Trickett. By the way, we're calling him the king of cash games, but the man has over $20 million in live tournament earnings. So he's a very successful guy. So a little intimidated, I think, by the name, but I think he just needs to relax, play his game, and the cards will play themselves.
Obviously, they have different skills, as you've been saying. nanonoko, very skilled at playing lots of different games at the same time, but obviously Trickett just maybe one, but mega money.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll be intriguing. Again, I just think he just needs to refocus. But knowing Randy Liu is a quality player, I think he's more disappointed than having lost the first 3 points. The first 3 points he's lost all season, and I think he was really hoping to finish 6-0, after 2 weeks and be that, remain the only undefeated player in heads-up play. That's not going to happen, but he still has the most wins for now in heads-up play, so maybe he can build on that.
That's true. Let's think about his opponents that he played heads-up last week, because he didn't seem anywhere near as nervous to play any of those compared to playing Sam.
I think that's the name of the player. I think that makes a huge difference. Sergei Lebedev, nothing against Sergei Lebedev, but he's not the name that Sam Trickett is. So, and he's got so much experience, so much money won. I think Sam Trickett is by far one of the top players in the game.
Okay, we're going to see now if Randy Liu can contain himself and get a bit more into the zone and take this one down to make it even. Stevens, we're going back to the desk.
Thanks as always, Laura. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. We're your GPL crew here, and we're excited for another great match between nanonoko and Sam Trickett. And Trickett really I mean, showing why he's one of the most famous poker players of all time, one of the best. Yeah, just masterclass stuff from the British player.
Yeah, he's always been someone that's kept his feet on the ground. He's when you see him in Nottingham at dusk till dawn or hanging around, he's just an ordinary guy. But yeah, obviously everyone in the UK looks up to him, and he's showing what a class poker player he is against Randy Lou.
Sam Trickett's getting personal. He ruined my record. Ruined my freaking record.
And if you're just joining us, you can see up in the left-hand corner, Sam Trickett winning the first game, 3 points for the London Royals. And these guys will play 3 matches against each other. It's not best of 3. Each match has 3 points up for grabs.
Another early good flop for Sam Trickett. And again, I mean, you know, confidence a little bit hit. His confidence took a little bit of a hit, Randy Lou. But having said that, you know, this is, you know, he's definitely been running a lot worse than Sam Trickett, other than that big pot with the King 10. So it's definitely, you know, we could definitely see a sweep here from Trickett, but anything can happen. Randy Lou jacking off early on here.
I assume slowly Randy will catch up with the stream and see just how many strong hands Sam Trickett was making. That it wasn't a case of him being run over and bluffed every hand. And hopefully that'll settle his nerves somewhat. See, one of the things about this format, players do get to find out information just 10 or 12 minutes later.
Okay, flop a draw. I'm actually going to bet. Can really go either way. A little strong here. All right.
We've seen this board before, of course. Or one very similar, at least.
Let's lead out. Don't do it again, Trickett. I haven't figured it out yet. It's weird.
Sam Trickett doesn't seem to be a believer here, and wow, putting Randy in a coffin. A little bit of a live player move, picking this particular holding to make this bluff with, but he seems to have a great sense of where he is and the strategies Randy's employing, and that is the first time really we've seen Sam Trickett sort of exploiting Randy's style of play and you know, almost, dare I say, sort of owning him in that hand.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this is so much of poker, you know, has to do with momentum and confidence. And obviously, these two guys are people that have had a lot of success playing poker. Randy looking for some support from the massive fan base on Twitch.
Laptop. Just check the top with it. Like that was it. Good card. Might again. Might again. Does fire again. This could be good or bad. Hopefully he's got a draw. Or trying to set me off with nothing under the king.
Yeah, now this is an example here where now, you know, the deck is turning around in a spot, you know, for one hand where Randy's obviously going to win a pretty sizable pot. So it just goes to show.
I don't expect him to bluff on this river card. Pretty absurd. But he's Sam Trickett.
Do you think ever Sam gets him off a king here?
Maybe. I mean, this is what I'm talking about how live players play. He's picking a hand with virtually no equity on the turn versus Randy's calling range.
Here we
and
go.
Absolutely putting it on Randy.
Overbet, huh?
Quite an overbet.
He recognizes that Randy's got very few
Really
jacks.
my emotions right now. Oh my god, this guy
This is remarkable stuff from Sam Trickett.
really trying to kill my time bank, huh? What the hell is this?
Wow.
I don't have a jack here ever.
Yeah.
Right? So king is like, good.
Really tough spot again for nanonoko.
Man, this is ridiculous. I just want to let it
Wow, and he got it really, really impressive
Just
from Sam Trickett, putting it on Randy Lou. And that's what we're talking about, like you've mentioned many times, sort of a game flow play. He's adjusted, realized the last time Randy Lou made a very big call, and expecting this time, maybe he's going to make a really big fold with that,
really,
that ace-9 call
really
factoring in
momentum
and playing
on
on his mind. Sam Trickett absolutely demolishing Randy Lou at the moment.
King's okay. Oh.
Simple jack in the mug for Sam Trickett.
You know, and these little quirks, obviously, that's always going to be, like the strategy Sam Trickett's employing, that's always going to be a fold. But for Randy Lou, it feels, yet again, like Sam Trickett's just owning him. He could see his cards.
Look at the pop.
Oh.
That's adorable. The simple things, you know?
You okay,
like watching Sam Trickett play poker. Just do this all day.
It's better watching him play poker than being up against him, that's for sure.
I know.
Overs.
Unbelievable wild card selection by Liv Bury and the
You
London
don't
Royals.
think he's been, stabbing at these with random cards that much. So I'm just gonna freaking getting owned by a guy who got second place in the one drop $1 million tournament. This is not good. Let's control ourselves, team.
I think one thing you've got to say is Randy Lou's someone you can really root for. Such a nice guy. Obviously loves the game. Such humility about the way he approaches things. Adorable character, really.
I'm gonna check. Thought about betting. Maybe we can do something and slow down back a little bit. He's been Sam Tricky. He bets, so I'm just gonna king high. Nice. Might want to try to play. I feel like.
And another bad spot for Randy Lou.
Yeah, it's just a brutal combination of hand distribution with outplaying. When that combined, it just looks like, you know, nanonoko is being run over, but really on, you know, Sam Trickett on the better side of variance, and obviously in any spot where he's behind, he's finding a way to win the hands. And when he's slightly ahead, like with the king 7 against the ace 9 in the final hand there, he finds a way to get as many chips as possible. Just unbelievable play from Sam, and nanonoko not the start he wanted, and learning very quickly what makes Tricky 7 so special.
Straight draw. It's a little one. Pair and 8.
And Sam just looks for any opportunity
to make the nuts on the river against two pair.
Amazing.
It's easier to have him bluff at it.
We expect an overbet sometimes here from Sam?
Call,
or would you expect something smaller, hoping to get a call from a 10?
He bets 3K. I'm still going to call it. Yeah, he might have 9, but it's easier for him than for me to. Wow, he does have. Gosh, running good. Good Trickett.
And Nanonoko now recognizing, a lot of things aren't
That
going
side
his
me.
way, and I think he needs to see that he's been running bad in order to
All
get
over.
confidence going into that third match. If
Right
Sam is
now.
able to sort of make this early sweep here, as we can see, already almost a 2-1 chip edge for Sam.
Yeah, I mean, Randy seems a little bit shook to me, perhaps deviating from his ranges a little bit and running scared from Sam Trickett at the moment. Needs to get his act together for sure.
Big blinds, got like 40 blinds. Balls, flop top pair.
I wonder if Trickett's thinking about a check raise here with the king of
raise?
clubs in his hand. No,
No, we didn't call.
felt it was strong enough to call.
Bet here on turn as well. If I had spades, right, he's gonna expect me to bet, so I should need a bet here again.
Obviously, still a lot of play in this game. Randy Lou with 50 big blinds, so it's far, far from over. Randy Lou's fans will be hoping he can level the tie.
Shaky. Okay, ace king. Ace king.
At last, we find a situation where Randy has the best of it.
Oh, come on, why don't you raise me?
And there we go. Once again, Sam flopping
Must be
best.
nice.
This is what happens when the best players in the world run good. It just seems like it's impossible to beat the guy.
Check here. Reverse that. Bad. Okay, I'll. Okay. Stay calm. Play it along. I mean, sometimes don't go your way.
Yeah, Randy Lou, good advice to himself there. As I said, still in this match with 37 big blinds. It's interesting, Trickett chooses to fold a hand like D6 suited rather than 3-bet versus a min raise. He actually has a pretty tight strategy for defending for a player of his hand reading ability.
Right.
And, with the momentum and the bigger stack. Really interesting, but he obviously makes it work for him.
Yeah, and that's something we talk about a lot about, different styles working and playing to your own strengths and not necessarily going out of that comfort zone, playing as GTO as you're supposed to be, because it's just some people feel more confident and comfortable in different situations.
He doesn't raise that much.
Obviously, there are hands that Trickett would fold here to a 3-bet. This isn't going to be one of them.
He's smart.
I like the hand selection, though, from Randy Lou.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about him folding the 6-2 suited a little bit.
Okay. I'll start with that.
Sam adorably enjoying some time with his puppy. Really get an insight into the lives of these superstar players, and obviously you know, Sam, a bit of a
Miss.
softie.
Really tough for Randy Lou. If a 4 turns, a heart turns, a 5 turns, you know, he's going to be
He's
able
going
to
to win the pot a lot of the
pot
time,
a lot.
yeah.
And now it's very finely balanced.
I got the low right now. I just can't. I just can't bet. Just can't bet. Nice hand. I don't really know if it's on or.
Just watching back the hand from 10 minutes ago where he overbet the river. One Saudi 24 says he never folds here. These commentators are insane. So that's a funny one to read, and just goes to show that we know what you're talking about, and that particular guy doesn't. Got him, boys.
Okay, I'm actually gonna go for a little doggy here. Oh. Guess he maybe this is too thin. Okay.
You see, Sam Trickett, very controlled as a poker player. Even though the momentum's with him, he doesn't try and win every pot, just checking down the king high and then folding to a river bet.
Can do this.
Again, shows the class of some of these poker players we have at the GPL. Doesn't get carried away with things. He's biding his time and slowly grinding Randy Lou down.
No flopping. He's been checking a lot. I'm not really bluffing, so I'm gonna fire myself. Can't trust him.
This board will run out of chop fairly often as long as a
Can't
6
trust
or a heart doesn't river.
That's a bluff.
But Sam with a very tightish disciplined fold. What do you think about that?
I think he's noticed how little Randy Lou is attacking him, how rarely Randy's stabbing with no equity, how few bluffs he showed down, and I guess that's an adjustment. Unorthodox, but Sam Trickett, you know, one of the most, this guy plays for tens of thousands of dollars on a regular basis in some of the biggest cash games in Macau, India, and the UK. So, so confident in his own reads.
They're big games in India?
Oh, he's really got the momentum on me.
Randy Lou back to jacking off here against
good.
Sam Trickett. Trickett defending his big blind probably with 8-5 off.
Big raise here. 30 big blinds deep. I think my good hand's good enough to see a flop. Don't hit.
And the Sam Trickett story continues.
Don't hit, unfortunately.
With Trickett
King Jack
flopping best.
I don't have enough chips to really mess around. No. And the trick in Trickett is real. I'll tell you that. If he shoves all king queen high.
Seems like Sam is considering a shove, but opting for the lower variance route, calling hand again, flopping strongest. Randy Lou can't catch a break here at the moment.
It calls. Just gonna check back here on a turn. Can easily have ace. Really? Gonna lead in. I don't think he's gonna bluff. Yeah, it really.
Discipline fold from Randy there.
Trickett absolutely crushing here.
Smashing boards, smashing
20 big
ranges.
ones now.
Unbelievable poker here from the Brit.
I'm gonna put them all in.
Yeah, and I think
Ace 6 of clubs.
it's probably a relief
good
to
enough.
Randy that we're into push fold mode. Now the game, Sam's edge is going to be a lot smaller if he has one at all once the stack sizes
Here,
drop down
points
to
are
this
up,
level.
So definitely not folding this if he shoves. He's got me beat.
Tight fold again from Sam Trickett. Again, has a very different strategy to other top players, and that's really something that's interesting to see over these first 2 weeks. Similarly, strong players with huge reputations adopting very different defending strategies in these heads-up matches.
First time I see him limp, I actually think he's going to fold. I'm just going to jam it on.
Interesting spot here for Sam.
Wow. He's thinking. Maybe he's got like king high or ace 2.
I feel like Sam's going to probably be calling here. A lot of, king fives might, but
don't
he's a
think
pretty
he
big
would've
shove
done
though,
so
actually.
Strong enough.
I think
Oh,
Sam
shove.
might.
Oh,
Sorry to interrupt Randy here, guys, but I think Sam's probably thinking his edge is too big to call here with ace 4 suited, even though he thinks he probably has the best hand. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think it just
I want him to
shows
fold. God, fold.
Sam's not really used to these
that
spots,
was
and he
bad.
calls
Nice
with the
call.
ace high, and Randy Lou needs a jack or a 10.
Jack 10.
Otherwise, the second match will be Sam Trickett's.
Jack does peel off. A little smirk from.
No brutal ace. Okay. I got a little there. It's playing really good.
Big double up for Randy Lou.
It's playing really good right now.
I mean, that's a huge swing. He's now the chip leader. 3-2. He has Sam Trickett outmatched.
Hung it up.
Yeah, the nature of poker, it doesn't matter how much, better someone's playing. Sometimes all that matters is who's running better. And in that particular spot, Randy Lou getting a little ambitious there with the Jack 10, but expecting to get a fold a ton. And Sam just had the sort of bottom of his calling range and, was able to win the 40-60.
And I don't blame Randy Lou. If you're up against someone that is perhaps a stronger post-flop than you, up the variance and ramp up the variance and look to get lucky or run good, Definitely not a bad strategy from Randy Lou.
Let's even this match up. Right, guys? You raise, I jam. All right. All in, guys. Let's go. Come on. Fold. All right. Actually, do I go? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Fold's better because it calls with all the things. Take a little time and not give him too much time to tell.
And the interesting thing is, if how well Trickett's played, it's still Randy Lou who's actually the favourite now with the chip advantage and the stack sizes being so shallow. Shows how this fast GPL structure, is going to mean that it's always something of a level playing field.
Yeah, and it also goes to show, the shallower the blinds get, the edge it decreases for Sam Trickett, and obviously gives Randy Lou an opportunity to get some points back here for the Hong Kong Stars.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Yep.
And Trickett obviously does think he's got a strong post-flop edge. There you see him lowering his variance and just defending the ace-8, where a lot of players would jam.
Spade draw, looking for 9 king or spade. I probably bet here. Because an ace, I'll bet here. 420. Put a lot of pressure in case he's got like 8 or 10. Jack from the call.
Nice play from Randy Lou, taking Sam Trickett off the best hand there on the turn.
Big blinds 2,000. Gosh.
Oh, look at the cute pups in the back.
That's it's okay, huh? He limps. I'm actually gonna put him all in again. Last time he did this, he called. I think he thinks I'm scared of limp, so I'm actually gonna put him. I think he's gonna fold.
Great read from Randy Lou there. Obviously, Sam's going to be limping a lot of buttons with playable hands post flop, and he knows that the last time he did it, we happened to have ace four suited. This time, probably not the case, and I think that 10-9 runs really good against a limp call range anyway. Not really good. Obviously, there's some better nines, better tens, but it still has a lot of potential post flop. It's not like he's shoving a hand that has absolutely like very low equity.
14 big blinds. I think I'm all in. What happens here? It's like much of a cooler. It's all in, guys. All in. Don't have it. Nice. I'm actually gonna put him. Doesn't have many chips. If we can just grind it down, like it to a point where it doesn't matter if he doubles, it's pretty good. A6, alright, we got all aces. Hopefully he jams into us. I'm happy to. He's kind of pot controlling pre-flop, if that's even a thing. I don't even know if that's. Can you pot control pre-flop? Apparently this guy, because he's folding, and folding.
So good, Trickett, not letting himself get out of this.
Yeah.
He knows he's one double away from starting
He
stack.
wants to pot control pre-flop. Let's counter him like all in.
Good strategy from Randy Lou here. Just letting the all-ins and the cards do all the talking here late, and I think that's how he's going to get points for the Hong Kong Stars. Really good adjustment here from Nanonoko.
Jack King off again. He's not controlling pre-flop, guys. I think we figured him out. Nice.
So just to remind you guys, if you can see up in the left-hand corner, Sam Trickett did win the first match of this contest. Randy Lou here with the chip advantage and the opportunity to level things up and claim 3 points for the Hong Kong Stars. In very good position to do that.
I'm done. Done folding.
And Sam Trickett just gone absolutely card dead at a crucial time.
Myself so bad.
Just can't find ace high, king high, suited queens and the like. And here we go.
Off the races.
Worse, right? King, queen, ace, please. 5.
Just dodging a king or a queen.
I can't look. I can't look.
One card away from the win.
Over.
Oh!
Baby doll. Baby doll.
Gosh.
Right in the ring.
All right.
Sam Trickett still alive.
So I absolutely.
Little smile there from Sam, realizing he can still, the sweep is still within reach. Obviously won the first game with a dominating performance. Things didn't turn his way here, but that king on the river.
You might be a little bit out. I did that. Okay. No. Like 12 big blinds-ish.
It's important Randy stays cool. Obviously, it's kind of frustrating when you've had someone one card away from elimination, one card away from winning the match, and now Sam Trickett still in with, actually really in with a chance.
This is a bit closer with Queen 3 suited. We saw yesterday the call with Queen 4 suited. Did you think that Randy's not going to take maybe a small...
Well, I think it's just a case of Sam Trickett is playing more tight.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm going to put them all in here.
And you are going to be called. Sam with a little smile. He likes it.
Gosh, 10s. Okay. Wait. Oh, man.
A lot of potential flops and backdoor flushes.
So bad.
Any queen or
2
nine?
time.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, the
Come on. Somebody else. One of them, please. No. God.
And a straight
Come
on the
on.
river. Sam Trickett doubles
Come on,
up
shake it.
and back and forth.
Come on.
Now it's Sam Trickett
God.
regains the chip lead, and now he'll be the favorite to take down this second match.
Yeah, and you can see that he has a smile on his face. He's really happy, but he's having fun in the GPL, and this would be a really interesting face to shove. I feel like he would be more inclined to fold this hand than the ace-4 suited. Yeah.
Yeah, offsuit.
Well, he didn't
And Sam
snap,
Trickett's
but
been a
it's
little
good,
bit
so
cautious with
ball
his
was
pre-flop
flipping.
strategy.
If he was slipping, you want him to fold, basically.
Randy Lou can't know what great shape he's in. Oh
He
my!
makes a call.
He has called.
Flipping, no ace. 2 on the flop. Yes. No 3
The case
or
deuce.
5.
Wow, Randy Lou.
No 5. 3. No 3. Okay.
Ooh, bricks
That's-
off.
Big
gonna
double up
say.
for Randy Lou. Sam Trickett only left with about 7 big blinds, and it's going to be an uphill battle here in this second
I was
match.
gonna say.
And back. Fortune
so
now favouring
How many big
Randy
ones?
Lou.
Okay, 18,000 divided by
This is a
2,400
shove.
is that?
Yeah.
18.
This does not need to be the math thing
Hold
here.
on.
This is
Hold on,
obvious.
how much-
Like, how does he
how much
not
he
know how many
has?
blinds? Sorry,
Wait,
but like he has like 7 blinds. Like,
Yeah,
so easy.
7.5 big blinds.
Jeez.
I'm gonna shove here. I think it's close enough.
And Sam Trickett
Nanonoko, more of a field player,
He's
checking
gonna
his
need-
calculator.
Okay, no king or
takes
10.
the lead. Sam Trickett needing a king or a 10, or Randy Lou will win the
One more
second
card.
match.
Because he had to do the math there, I want a river to be
One
a
more
king.
card. Yes.
Good game, Randy Lou.
Okay. my weight's been off my shoulder. Yes.
Hey guys, Randy Lou taking that second match against Sam Trickett. Obviously, it's been very evident that he's been outmatched so far, but able to get that second match, and we have the tiebreaker coming up. What do you think of the match?
Yeah, fantastic. I think the thing that was so great to see is Randy Lou. Here's someone that's famous for playing millions of hands online, been a pro for 5-7 years in the game, but he's got the excitement of a schoolboy playing his first ever game of cards, giggling, laughing, reaching out to his fans and friends. And I thought that was great to see. Someone that after all this time playing many, many tables on PokerStars isn't jaded and still got so much excitement for the GPL and for the heads-up contest. Real treat to see him win that second match and level the tie.
Yeah, and Sam Trickett was obviously very stoic, wasn't talking on the mic, enjoying some time with his dogs, but you could see how much this guy really loves the game, the way that he was reacting to certain runouts, the little smirk when he was about to run like a big bluff, the 2x pot overbet being obviously the highlight of that second match. He's just unbelievable player to watch, and it's a fun little back and forth between the contrast of someone that's just like so excitable, but also just like humble and being humbled by Sam Trickett, and then Trickett just like playing poker, putting on a show for you guys. It's just a great time.
Yeah, I agree. Sam Trickett showing he is a class act, but if we remember Sam Trickett's background, he has a cash game background. So he's used to playing at a great stack depth. A lot of these live cash games, sometimes over 200 big blinds deep. We saw that when the stacks got short, the advantage and skill level passes back to Randy Lou. He's going to have more experience in these kind of push-forward situations, perhaps having a bit more of an online background. And you could see that as the stacks got short, Sam wasn't fully comfortable with his limping strategy, what hands he'd be raising, what hands he should fold, what hands should he raise, call off. So it'd be interesting to see whether that plays into Randy Lou's hands in the third match, where he's going to want the stacks to get shorter, hold out, not play big pots early on, and move to a territory where he's more comfortable.
You're so smart. I just like listening to him talk. Eric, Laura, what's going on in the lounge?
Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you so much, Griffin. That was another exciting match there. It is now 3 points today for Nanonoko, 3 points for Sam Trickett, who's going to take the last one.
It looks like one hand totally changed this match. Randy Lou, who still was not very confident at the start of this match, the one double up he had really changed everything. He was happy after that, really focused and changed his game. And Trickett was Trickett, right? Just playing his regular game. So Randy Lou now believing he can win this third match, which would be a key and critical. London will not be able to catch Hong Kong at this point. So we know that Hong Kong will be at least ahead of London once the night is over. But 3 more points in Hong Kong would be temporarily at least in first place. 3 points that I think Selena Lin would be extremely happy if Nanonoko can win his second match here. Trickett, as our analysts have mentioned, really playing some superb poker. So it's going to take a few bad beats in order to eliminate Trickett in his third match.
Trickett was totally dominating the whole first half of that match, wasn't he? I mean, I know he was getting the cards at the right time, but he was really applying the pressure, and you could visibly see Nanonoko just struggling. But it was nice to see him regain some momentum, and after that hand that you were talking about. We
mentioned last week during the Justin Bonomo versus Timothy Adams match, when world-class players get cards, it is absolutely game over. And Adams, there's nothing he could do in that match, and I think in this case it was a little bit of the same. Randy got lucky in that one hand where he doubled up, and everything changed after that. But Trickett is playing absolutely A-plus poker. I'm not the expert, our 2 analysts are, and they've been saying that throughout the whole match, even saying that Trickett might be outmatching Randy Liu. One thing interesting that Sam did mention about the fact that once the blinds became tight and the chip stacks were very tight, you could tell that Liu's tons of hands that he's played online, it became his advantage. So in that moment, Randy Liu became maybe the favorite in that match. But throughout the game, it's been the Sam Trickett show for sure.
This match was interesting actually because it was very last-minute decisions to put these two together. Right. Originally, in fact, it was supposed to be Liv Boeree who was playing, right. And of course, because London were the away side, Selena could then choose who she wanted to pick. So when they thought it was going to be Liv, it was going to be Selena. So Selena put herself up to play against Liv, and then suddenly, Liv decided to put Trickett up, so that gave Selena the option to then change her player because she was the home side. We'll talk more about the home and away advantage in a bit. And she obviously didn't want to play against Sam, so went back to number one, Nanonoko.
She threw a hot one in there. It's pretty interesting. We haven't seen a single manager play yet. Am I right? I am correct.
Yeah, we thought we would.
So maybe it'll be manager time. I know what they're trying to do, of course, is to let their players play first, and then they'll get involved. But I'm thinking at this point we might see some managers next week, so it'll be exciting.
Yeah, it will indeed. We're going to go back to the desk right now. Back to you, Griffin Benger and Sam Grafton.
Thanks as always, Miss Cornelius. I'm Griffin Benger. He's Sam Grafton. You're here on day 5, match 15 of the Global Poker League. I guess it's match 17 now because it's going to be the third one. Or did they do 15 with it's 17. Match 17. It's obviously with Randy Liu against Sam Trickett. Been a great showcase of talent. Let's just jump right in. This is the tiebreaker match. We see them. They're ready to go. They felt each other out. And just been a lot of fun watching these two compete.
Yeah, and just to confirm, guys, the way the points are distributed, it's 3 points per game.
All right, here we go.
So both of them have secured 3 points for their franchises. This is for another 3 points and, of course, bragging rights.
Two very playable heads-up hands.
Of course he called standard Trickett. Standard Trickett. What about the flop?
Probably not going to see a float here by Sam without the backdoor diamonds or anything like that. So.
Can we get a chant going? All right, let's see.
One of the strange things, of course, is Sam Trickett has a broken mic, so couldn't talk with us today. It really means you sort of feel like you're rooting for Randy a little bit more because you're almost in his shoes as he makes the decisions. Obviously, we will look to even that up in future matches with both players on comms a lot of the time and when we can. But, I really empathise with Randy, and I'm rooting for him, despite Sam Trickett for playing for my London Royals.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys know professional poker players, you know that we are predominantly some of the laziest group of people you'll ever find. So getting 72 of them together to have perfect mics, perfect webcams, be there on time, it's a lot of work here at the GPL, but we're getting better and better, and these guys are going to be more prepared as the season progresses, and it's just really exciting to this living organism that is the Global Poker League, become better and better, and it's a great thing to be a part of.
Good enough.
Yeah, so I suggested that Randy might try and lower his variance in these early levels when the stack depths perhaps further favour Sam Trickett's skill set. Looks like that's not a strategy adjustment he's making. And that just shows how much this guy loves the game, how much he's willing to mix it up with one of the world's best.
I really want to just be aggressive right now.
Randy attacking Sam Trickett.
There we go. 6-eye.
changing up his style. Perhaps he noticed Sam Trickett did make a few reasonably big folds to Randy there. His bluff frequency pretty low in the first couple of matches, and he's making an adjustment now and really attacking Trickett from the word go. So that's really good to see from Randy.
I'm noticing on the Twitch stream right now, guys, there's a lot of complaints about the audio. Apparently, it was far too loud at a section there. So we'd like to apologize here from the GPL. We are working on making all these technical errors not happen as frequently, and we really appreciate you guys sticking with us. But again, it's all about the poker. It's all about these guys. So we'll just get out of their way every once in a while, so that you guys, your eardrums, no RIP ears messages.
All right. First flop, I guess, or is it? I don't. Turn a little straight draw.
Randy, considering whether to fire again, we can see.
We're gonna lead up.
Oh, wow.
Tricky. Tricky. All right.
Not something I was expecting there from Sam Trickett. But really interesting to see the strategies someone of his caliber employs.
I think this hand's a little too weak. Pretty nice hand. Lines are up. Call here.
Little piece for everyone on this 9 King 6 2 club board.
Okay. Up there.
Randy forced to continue when he makes a pair. We can expect a big bet for value from Sam Trickett with this combo on such a dynamic board. 2 flush draws out there, a straight draw and such like. So even though he's got a very strong hand in absolute value, still want to bet big for protection. And
pot size bet, huh?
that kind of bet size allows Sam to put maximum pressure on when he's got a draw and protect his hands when he's going for value with a made hand like that ace-king. And good fold, obviously, from Randy. Not getting stubborn or overthinking things. Just able to relinquish the bottom pair.
I really don't want to lose to Trickett. You just really don't. I've never played. It's like, he used to be my favorite. Like, I really liked Sam Trickett because he got second place in the one drop, right? And it looked like he was going to final table in the one drop again. But then when he busted that, he wasn't my favorite anymore. Like, that phase went away.
Results-oriented fanboyness coming from Randy here.
Well, it's so fantastic to see that, you know, as I said, Randy Lou, well, such a, it's probably not going to get any action here, but such a caliber of player, and yet he's still a poker fan as well.
Just bet. I think I'm just going to call. When I raise it, it looks like 4 every time. I have a 4. So, you know, you don't want to make a play where it looks like you have a, so just call. Just 7's good. I lose 2, 7-4. Pretty much that's it.
I wonder if Sam's going to try and fold Randy off ace high here on the river.
Definitely going to raise. Like 96. He's probably pretty good enough to make a here with even queen though, but you gotta raise, right? I think you got the best hand. You gotta raise.
And you could see what a great play. Sam Trickett here, not even snap folding the 3 deuce. He's, even with
Yeah, I
that
mean, I
poor
expect
hand, he's considering
they're almost
what's Randy
almost on
repping.
the
Is there an
time,
opportunity to
just
make
in
a
case he has got the
rebluff?
lowest 4. 'Cause I haven't been
But
making
literally having the
plays
nut low doesn't help
like that.
when you're deciding what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a real opponent. Last opponent. It's a different opponent. They're a real opponent here. All right. Ace queen. I realize he's really good at
Folding when
game
he has
full
the best.
play. That's what he's really good at. He just has timing. So I just need to upload. Just go one up that. Let's predict his moves ahead of the time. Back to the Future. I'm just gonna check here. I think it's, yeah, I have the best one, but I want to pick up a somewhere. I'm gonna check again. Where he could have 7, but he might type that fires here just to try to take it down.
I mean, that's one of the
Trying
first
to like move up.
sort of clear mistakes we
Yeah, he
made
needs
from
to
So I
put
don't
river
Randy.
there
expect
for sure.
on river there actually. I
think
like my check.
a little bit strange from Randy. Especially as the Jack 10 has most of Sam Trickett's jacks completely outkicked, and with Ace High, Sam's going to be eager.
Okay.
You know, he looked him up with King High in that first match.
Where's
It's
the
like,
jack?
I don't know.
Yeah, and the way that he talked about he could have a 7, it's like he's kind of worried that like he's thinking about worst case scenarios,
Yeah.
which isn't the right
He's
way to
gonna
play
open
that situation. If Sam is ace high there, I think
It
he
looks like
calls
he wants
at a
to.
fair enough frequency that you need to bet, and even
It
queen
doesn't
high is
matter.
basically ace
Queen
high.
high.
So yeah, a clear small error there by the Hong Kong star.
So just to recap where we are, guys, this is Sam Trickett on the right-hand side of your screen, playing for the London Royals. Randy Liu of America, but representing the Hong Kong Stars on the left-hand side of your screen. It's tied at 1 match apiece. Both players have picked up 3 points for their respective franchises,
what it
battling
means
for
when
a
it's
further 3 and bragging rights in the overall match here. Not playing for money, but playing for points here in the Global Poker League.
Well, it's not.
Interesting fold there by Randy Liu.
So we flop a pair. I'm going to check back to flop. Turns that card. It's a good card. So that's not that good actually. But it's decent. Checks.
Randy Liu probably going to go for a little bit of thin value here.
Sorry.
Again, Randy, a little bit gun shy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that might be what I was talking about at the stack depth. Sam Trickett, obviously, with such a great skill set at these deeper stacks, you know, he's playing a little bit more cautiously.
Yeah, and the blinds are going up pretty quickly. We're at 4-8, and a huge flop here for Randy Liu. Luckily, no equity for Trickett. So we'll see if Sam checking back and has some chop outs.
Just keep checking. It's hard to get value with 4 flush out there. He's gonna bet a little hard or something, huh? That's pretty big. Yeah. Have a straight. Huh? I'm gonna look him up. It's really polarizing. Man, he's so good. Probably would do 7 hearts or 9 hearts, but
I'd do it with the 2 hearts.
they just don't have a fold button today. All right, take it down.
Randy Lou making a very good call there on the river, and he now has almost twice as many chips as Sam Trickett, and in a pretty commanding lead in this match. We should remind people who haven't been following the GPL. Last week, Randy Lou actually swept the board, winning 3 heads-up matches against Sergei Lebedev of the Moscow Wolverines. So looking to continue that good run of form from the first week here in the second week.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, in that first match, maybe outclassed a little bit by Sam Trickett, but really has adjusted well, played much better in the second and third match, and really showing why he's one of the best players from the States, and sort of one of those people that a lot of people look up to and want to watch and root for. Such a nice guy, and it's good to see him battling back here against Sam.
Yeah, of course, it was interesting. Eric obviously said that Selena Lynn, when she found out Sam Trickett was going to be representing the London Royals, she switched herself out and put in Randy Lou. I think that's because Selena has so much confidence in Randy's abilities heads up after his great first week showing.
Like to see a fold from him. Nice. Doyle Brunson. Play that.
Four really
Okay,
playable
flop top
hands.
there.
Sorry, 4 very playable cards.
Let's bet 17.
Great flop for the jacking off here of Randy Lou. But that is not the turn card he wanted to see.
Kind of scary. But I'm going to fire here again.
Do you ever think Sam would raise here for value to try to induce a shove from like a hand that has some draws and stuff like that? Because obviously Queen 10 is super strong in a spot like this, Sam.
I think the range advantage is still with Randy Lou,
so
I think Queen 10 a little too
Do I want to bet? That's a question. I do have back clubs here, so he can probably find a fold of 7 of these 3. He loses. Right, he has Queen Jack, 7x of clubs, 3x of clubs. I beat a lot of hands. The question is, the hands that beat call river when the board's getting so scary? I guess not. Do we return? Oh, what a check. Oh.
Great comment from Loki here on Twitch. Randy is an end-level boss. Sam is the end-game boss. It's a nice little video game reference for those out there. I love the boss talk. A couple end bosses in the game that I consider Darren Elias, Tony Gregg. They're really end-game bosses to me. And both of my top 5.
Sam Trickett probably going to go for a little value here on the turn. And then it'll be back on Randy whether to call with the ace high, which he's going to be very tempted to do, at least, with a quick call. And I wonder whether Trickett picks up on that timing tell.
He bets here on a river, he got it.
And is able to go for further value.
I don't think he's plus 7, which I have a lot. Is Sam tricky? That's tricky. Watch him do like that.
The cog's turning.
Watch him overbet. No, he doesn't.
Great bet sizing here from Sam Trickett.
Well played.
Good fold from Randy Liu. Two high-level strategists here at work.
Aces, yes. One aces. I haven't forgot what these look like. Oh no. No re-raise?
Sam Trickett fortunate not to flop anything here.
Love for him to check raise me.
Do you think that Sam Trickett has a check range here with this hand? Probably, with the 2 overs.
I think like you'd want to choose a spade in your frequency
Right,
to just
that's what I
block
thought,
some
yeah.
of his continues
For sure.
and have a little
It's
additional
not check
equity.
raise.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam Trickett with a very deceptive check back with a
Well,
strong
calling it, huh?
strong top pair, improving to trips on the turn.
I'll let him have.
Couple of 9ers. Simple jack in the muck.
It's a good match. Own it.
Couple of pretty aces here. Probably just a call from Sam Trickett.
Yeah, right on the cusp. Ace 10 he might 3-bet for value, but Ace 9 just going to be a call at this stack depth.
Okay, don't flop too well here.
Sam Trickett with a double gutter here. An 8 or queen would make him a straight, and he begins to apply pressure immediately. Sam Trickett relentless in his aggression. And after a bad start, the stacks have leveled out here a great deal. Randy Liu only with a slight chip advantage.
I haven't re-raised them at all. I'm gonna just try it out. This could, I wonder if he expects this. Does. Almost like he was waiting to just.
I mean, Sam Trickett, unbelievable sense of where he is. Very unconventional combo to take and utilize as a 4-bet bluff. But Sam Trickett, he's just got poker instincts to die for. Unbelievable. I would, very unorthodox, but, I'm actually
Go looking
speechless
for
at him
hits.
picking up on the fact that nanonoko was bluffing there. Because as he says, Randy Liu's been very tight, not 3-betting much, but Sam Trickett just picking up on it and coming right back
I
over the
really
top.
want to make a move here. Oh my god. My hand is so bad though.
Yeah, just beautifully elegant poker here by Sam
Oh my
Trickett.
god, I really feel like he's gonna move here just because what just happened. I really feel like making a move.
An old school leveling war here.
Really making a move.
I mean, this is going to be equally impressive if nanonoko can find a 4-bet. Real high-level stuff going
brilliant.
on. I'm not even... Wow, I mean... Randy really felt he was bluffing. Amazing.
I felt like it was close.
But maybe that's the difference between the field player Trickett and the more online player Randy Liu. Trickett pulled the trigger even though he just had no blockers, 6-eye. Randy Liu, so aware of how junky his hand and couldn't pull the trigger and make that 4-bet. Fascinating encounter, and we hope you're enjoying it just as much as we are at home.
Nice flop here for Trickett. Obviously, two extremely strong holdings pre-flop in a heads-up match. Action-packed turn card.
I'm going to check.
And this should go check, check.
And this should
Sam
also
Trickett's
blow,
fiance.
should also blow up the Twitch grill fans.
Yeah, Sam Trickett's fiance, who I guess he lives with, coming in for a bit of support. And I hope Sam doesn't get too distracted because he's playing at such a high level right now. You know, really putting on a show. Someone I think said in chat, Sam Trickett putting on Twitter said, Sam Trickett putting on a clinic. And we're seeing that continue in this match.
Two monster hands here, 22 bigs effective. I imagine this is going to go raise call.
It's a little loose.
And we will go off to the races.
I don't know. I just think he's going to fold a lot.
But Sam not crazy about it, obviously. He's
a
up
bit,
against a lot of ace rags.
My hand is just absolutely good enough. Oh, calls with king queen. Got to flip. No king or queen. Oh my.
Randy Lou going to need some hearts on the turn if he's to survive.
Or maybe. Okay.
3 and only a 3.
No, good game.
It's Sam Trickett
Good game.
winning
Well
this
played.
match. GG Randy Lou. And a little football celebration from Sam Trickett over the moon to close out the third match, and 6 points for the London Royals.
And 6 points they really needed. Only 13 coming into this day 5 of the GPL. That's going to shoot them right into contention with 19 points. Sam Trickett, absolute superstar. Nanonoko holding his own, able to get 3 points for the Hong Kong Stars. And, you know, you spoke a little about how you were really appreciating this just as a poker fan. You know, obviously I know you're a student of the game, but you're also a teacher of the game. There's so much you can learn by watching these people play, and it was just so much fun to watch.
Well, Sam Trickett is one of the first high-level live cash game players we've seen, and they take a little bit of a different approach, valuing a bit more like an anti-Zeno, a bit more concerned with their tournament life, a bit less comfortable with short stacks, but at a stack depth of over 40, Sam Trickett just showing he's a complete boss, not relying on blockers for his frequency. He can take a hand like 5-6, and if he feels Randy Lou is making a move, he's not afraid to put in those 4 bets pre-flop, and it was just an education to watch someone of Sam's class with the whole cards exposed. I really enjoyed it.
And so beautiful to be exposed to some of these people's lives. You know, you just get a little sort of a peek through a window. I mean, you saw obviously his fiance, his dogs, you know, just sort of the look of his place, and that's just a really cool thing. You know, just that's what people want. That's, you know, I'm curious about how Sam lives his life, and it's nice to get that little pocket of time with such a superstar and such a figure in the poker world.
Yeah, of course, and particularly with Randy Lou, who we were fortunate enough to have on comms. You could see there that even for all Randy Lou's success, with the sponsorship deal, the millions won online, he's still someone that when he's up against one of the best in the world in Sam Trickett, you know, he's nervous, he's excited, he's giggling, he's laughing, he's unsure of whether he's playing the correct strategies to counter Sam, and that's really exciting to see. Such humility from a guy like Randy Lou, and I'm sure you guys got a sense of what a class act Nanonoko is.
Yeah, those years of experience, you know, it gives someone like him perspective. At first, you know, he does feel like he's getting run over, or that he does feel like he's outmatched, because right away, setting the tone, king high call from Sam Trickett in that first match.
Yeah.
But Nanonoko quickly realizing, you know what, I'm really good at this game. I can hang with this guy. It's not going to be easy, but I know I can get some points for my team, and managed to get 3, almost got 6. He did lose a big flip at the end. So again, the edges are so small with the kind of talent here in the Global Poker League, and it was one of my favorite heads-up matches to watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great.
I agree, and as we saw in the second match, as I mentioned then, you know, it's not a clear-cut thing where one player is better than the other. Sure, at 50 big blinds, at 100 big blinds, Sam Trickett is going to have an edge on almost anyone in the world. But as stack size gets shorter, things swing in the other direction, and someone with an online background, more experience in the push-fold element of the game, the pendulum swings in their direction, and they're perhaps the favor at a shorter stack depth. So, you know, really interesting. No one can take anything for granted in these heads-up matches. Yeah, so fantastic all round.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We have 2 more big matches scheduled for the day. A lot to look forward to. Obviously, I mean, I don't know about you, but I kind of miss Laura and Eric, and I want to see what they're up to. So why don't we throw to the lounge, and they'll tell us all about it.
Thank you so much, boys. There it is. Livebury and the London Royals, I'm sure, extremely happy there. 2-1 there for the London Royals against the Hong Kong Stars.
I think Livebury has just served notice to the rest of this league that London is going to be, as they were the favored coming into this after the draft. This was before adding Livebury and Sam Trickett to the team, and Sam Trickett just proved that he was the obvious selection for Liv. This team is going to become scary. They're in third place right now, but let's not be surprised if the London Royals become A, the favorites to win the league on BetStars, and B, really take notice in the next few weeks.
Let's take a look now at the conference standings after that last match. So Paris Aviators still on top there with 24 points. Hong Kong Stars just behind now, but obviously they've had their match and Paris haven't had their match yet, so that is likely to change. It might not though, mightn't it?
Right. I think Paris is the happiest of teams to have seen Randy Liu only win one of his 3 matches.
Yeah, for sure.
Sticking with the lead at the moment. I guess Berlin could match them later on tonight. That would be the only team that could move into a tie with Paris. But boy, it would be an absolute upset if Alexandre Luneau could not win one of his 3 matches. So quite impressive. Rome Emperors are in a perfect position right now to maybe enter the top 2 should they win their match in a sweep over the French team. We also have the Moscow now sitting at 13 points. We're still sitting at 13 points. Vladimir Troyanovsky against Dominic Nietzsche, the Berlin Bears. That's the final match tonight, and that's really going to make a huge difference in the standings should one of these 2 teams sweep between Berlin and Moscow. If there's a sweep there, one of the other teams will be in deep trouble at that point.
And Rome Emperors on 14 points, rounding out the table there. Moscow with 13 points as well. So we spoke to Max Pescatori earlier on via our Skype call as well. He was talking a little bit about Dario Sammartino, who's going to be playing up against Alex Luneau. That's the next match coming up. What can we expect from that match?
Funny how the Twitch stream really reacted to the fact that Max said that Dario Sammartino sees himself as a top 5 player in the world in any format. I'm not surprised by that comment. Dario Sammartino is an extremely confident young man, but also has the results to prove it. And he's been, successful. He was part of the GPI World Cup winning Italian to many of the experts. And they really destroyed the competition, beating Russia in the final, being Vladimir Troyanovsky and his Russian team in the final, Anatoly Filatov on that team as well. We saw confidence out of Sammartino there. It's not arrogance. That's not who he is. He's actually a very likable person, but he's extremely confident in his ability. The problem for him is that the man sitting at the other end of the computer, Alexandre Luneau, is also extremely confident, bordering on maybe a little snobbishism that we've come to expect from some of our favorite Frenchmen. He knows how good he is, and again, he's a little out of his element in the sense that he's going to play a heads-up, no-limit hold'em match against a world-class player. He's used to playing these nosebleed type cash games in mixed games. But if there's one person that can adapt to any level, I would assume it's Alexandre Luneau.
Well, it's a little similar to Trickett, isn't he? Obviously, he's used to playing in the high-stakes cash games as well. And if his play was anything to go by, then it should be a good match with Luneau as well, I think.
I think the only difference might be that Randy Liu understands his place in the poker world and understands that Trickett was probably favored, next to him, whereas I don't think you can convince Dario Sammartino he's an underdog in any match he plays. And I think we'll see that on camera. I think it'll be fun to see Sammartino in action, showing that confidence. And the ladies on the Twitch channel will not hate seeing this next match, by the way. 2 very attractive guys. So.
I'm trying to think who is better. But I don't actually know. I know Dario Sammartino is very, very nice, but I haven't seen much of Alex. So let's see what they look like on their webcams, because they tell a different tale sometimes, don't they?
Maybe the Twitch chat can tell us what the reverse grill is. I don't know how that works. I'm not a big the reverse grill.
We had some nice vests yesterday.
That's right. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, the Battle of the Tank Tops yesterday.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to wear this evening.
Yeah, I think the next match is exciting. I think the main event, though, has to be the final match of the day, just because they're 2 just legends of the game. Dominic Nietzsche of Berlin, Vladimir Troyanovsky, probably everyone's, I think he will become everyone's favorite player in this league. I really do. He's just fun to see on camera. Doesn't speak much, but he grunts and he growls, just like a Wolverine does, right?
We tried to talk to him yesterday, but it was a little tricky to understand what he was saying.
And he actually said he was sick as well, so it's sort of funny that he wasn't feeling well as well, but still, grunting and grabbing just like he can.
That's just what we want from a Wolverine, isn't it?
It's exactly what we want from Vladimir Troyanovsky, for sure.
Right, we're going to head back to the desk now and take a little look at some hand reviews from that last match.
Thanks so much, Laura. That was Sam Trickett versus Nanonoko. 3 matches, 2 wins for Trickett, getting him 6 points for the London Royals, just 3 for the Hong Kong Stars. And, there was a lot of interesting hands over the course of the match. We saw that, huge all-in shove with the King 7 against the Ace 9 in the first match to win. We saw that great overbet on the river. But the hand that really set the tone for the day happened very early on, just the third hand of the match.
Yeah. One of the most exciting hands of the match.
He snap called with King High. He showed everyone that right away he was going to be able to hand read excellently, and it was fun to watch, no matter how facetious you want to be about it, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Trickett played great from start to finish. I mean, he can obviously hand read incredibly strongly, and that's going to be one of the attributes he brings to the London Royals. Cash game players in general are very good down the streets. Obviously, this guy makes river calls for tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, now to explain to the average poker fan, obviously, when you play a lot of poker, king high calls are not a standard thing for you. So many hands beat Sam Trickett here, but the reason that he calls so quickly is Randy Liu is representing such a thin range here when the river's the 4 of clubs. He's representing flushes, 5s. Obviously Sam doesn't think that he would value bet a 2 or a 3, and that's why he's able to so quickly establish that he has the best hand, set the tone for the match, and it was really fun to watch. And eventually it's going to unfreeze, and we're going to see the very quick call on the relatively big bet from Randy Liu on the river, and it just was his way of saying right away, it's like, okay, we're here to play, and Nanonoko really felt that over the course of the match.
Well, I certainly did rattle Randy Liu. He spoke about it and was, quite shocked. And
look at his reaction right away, yeah.
Yeah, and throughout the match, Randy, did feel, I think, a little bit uncomfortable. For all his online pedigree, obviously, you don't come up, fortunately, against players of the caliber of Sam Trickett in your day-to-day online grind. And, Sam Trickett making an amazing king high call, and Randy Liu losing 2 games.
You weren't a fan of the hand, eh? There were other hands. Maybe if you wrote them down and told them to the producer which ones you want to watch,
really
instead of complaining about what I chose. I like king high calls. I have a thing about them, okay?
Yeah, fantastic.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us throughout this. This is all so much fun, and we have some great matches coming up, and Laura Cornelius is going to tell you all about them.
Of course, that next match coming up is kicking off at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's in around 45 minutes time. So please stay with us here on twitch.tv/GPL. Or, of course, you can watch all of the replays if you do miss them, if you need to pop out or whatever, on globalpokerleague.com. We're going to have key hands, features, highlights, standings, fixtures, whatever you need to know that is GPL orientated. It is all on our website. Don't forget, you can tweet us as well at GPL, and you can use the hashtag GPL as well. So coming up 2:30, it's Alex Luno versus Dario Sammartino. That is the Rome Emperors versus the Paris Aviators. And for once, actually, our players are from the place they're from.
That's right, that's right.
Or the country they're from. I'm not sure about this.
Definitely a Parisian, yes. And
yes.
I believe from Naples is where Dario is from.
Okay.
A lot of love for Alex Luno, the French community, the French poker community. Really excited to see this. He's one of those, one of those players that all French players really love and admire. So it'll be fun to see the big debut of Alex Luno. Especially amazing for a guy that has 7 cashes, 7 scores on the live tournament circuit to have that much of a following. It'll be interesting to see. We're seeing a lot of the top pros Sylvain loosely, and a lot of them just tweeting out best of luck to their fellow countrymen.
I'm genuinely excited to actually see how he plays and watch his style.
It'll be fun. I think the only thing we'll see is that we might have more two Sam Trickett style of players, a bit more quiet, a bit more methodic, but that's fine as well. Don't worry about it, because that third match, we're going to have a lot of talking from Dominik Nietzsche and a lot of fun reactions from Vladimir Troyanovsky. So bear with us if you're trying to see the actions and the emotions. Might not be the match for you, but really, we're going to see 2 of the best poker minds in the world, and that's exciting to me.
We did, in fact, see them a little bit last night in action. They played in a 6-max Eurasian Conference match last night, and it got down to heads-up play, and it got heads-up between these 2. Dominik Nietzsche, obviously, for the Berlin Bears, and obviously Troyanovsky for the Moscow Wolverines. So it was cool to watch them play a little bit, and probably for them, to test out each other a little bit too.
Yeah,
I don't think they played much before, had they?
No, I think they played a few times on the EPT, but Trojanovski was very clear in saying he wanted to beat Dominic that last match. He thought he was done incorrectly by Dominic earlier in the day, so he really wanted to win that second match in order to set up this heads-up match. Come in 1-1, let's say, for the two matches yesterday, both getting a victory for their teams. They're coming in fresh start today, best of 3, or I guess 9 points, I should say, on the line in a few hours.
Yeah, so that one kicking off at 5 p.m. Eastern time today. Of course, 3 matches will be played no matter how many they win. So if they win the first 2, then it doesn't just stop there. It's not a best of. They play all 3 matches. They play for the points. 9 points, and we should note that obviously they're playing for 9 points today. They were only playing for 7 yesterday. So
right.
These heads up are worth more than the 6 max.
They are, except they're in 3 matches. And usually we were shocked to see Randy Liu win all 3. It's very difficult to win 3 heads up matches. There's so much involved. So it's quite an impressive performance. But already today, the first 2 matches, or the first 2 games were split, and then Sam Trickett coming up with the huge 3 extra points for the London Royals.
Indeed. Well, join us back here in just around 40 minutes time for that second match. It is going to be Rome facing off against Paris.
GPL, head over to globalpokerleague.com for the most complete and up-to-date standings, schedule, stats, and information on your favorite team, as well as full-length match replays, highlights, and epic hands from all of our matches, and much, much more.